Hello, everyone. Welcome. How are we? Happy Friday to one and all. Hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope it's been a good one. Am I coming through a little bit loud, a little bit raspy, a little bit gainy? The only reason I'm asking is we've put an extra little bit of gain through the microphone recently. because it has been sounding a little bit quiet, to be honest. So I've added a bit extra gain on there. Hopefully it sounds nice and smooth. It is sounding a little bit grainy. Okay, no problem. Let's just turn it down a smidge. Maybe down there. Does that sound a little bit better? Let me just know where we're at with it, because I think maybe it might be one of those ones. It's going to boost us a bit, so I need to work out exactly where the perfect setup is for the microphone. That's it, perfect. There we go. Excellent. I was going to say, yeah, I mean, Dan, with all the love in the world, I'd probably be asking someone else to check the audio levels first of all. But I massively appreciate you got your new hearing aids in. That is beautiful. Speaking of things that are beautiful, the United City FM is beautiful. We love him. We love him dearly. He is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. Let's check if we can hear him. Kev, if you speak, can we hear you?
I mean, how am I supposed to follow that intro is the question more than anything. Can you hear me? That is the question. I am now talking at you.
That is the question. I can hear you, and we can hear Mr. Kev as well. Technology works.
It kind of does.
It kind of does, and let's be honest, what happens next is not going to be what works. We were, the original plan for this was to have Kev on the screen with me, showing me how to play Minecraft. But of course, that required me getting involved in the technology. So today we have Kev in the background talking me through what we're expecting. What we're expecting
to do. I am the voice from beyond.
Exactly. The voice of God, literally. So Kev is going to show us what we need to learn. And yeah, from what I can understand, I need to ask you all to not backseat. Apparently there's quite a lot of stuff that I can discover for the first time. We discover it all together. So some of you might have played Minecraft before, maybe some of you haven't. Kev will absolutely not be sending me on a mission that will inevitably lead to my downfall, but I'm sure there'll be some things that will work out as and when we go through. I presume the first thing we need to do, Kev, is get to the big screen. So let's have a little nosy and go there, shall we? Yeah.
By the way, chat, I do take bribes to send Tony off on adventures that he'll love immensely.
100%. I'm fully expecting to be in the Minecraft sewer within what time are we now? 9:15. I reckon by about 9:30, I'll be sitting going, should we go back to Finland?
Pretty much.
But I'm very interested. I'm very, very interested in this because Eldest Jameson's been talking about wanting to play Minecraft, and I told him tonight. I was like, you know what? I says, you know how Daddy does the TV. And he plays the Football Manager games, and he went, yeah. I said, well, tonight Daddy is going to learn how to play Minecraft, and then we can play it together. So he's very excited. So there is a little bit. I'm not wanting to put this on your radar, Kev, but if you ruin it for me, you are ruining it for him as well. So
that makes sense. I feel that totally. What I would tell you immediately is, without any irony whatsoever, Minecraft is one of my favourite games, and I am very invested in trying to find the joy in it for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that we will. It's a game. People love it. People hate it. Whatever. That's fine. But we're going to try. Absolutely.
You know what? Try is more than fine. You know, that's where it needs to be in it. Because obviously the idea being, we know that, you know, we play Football Manager a lot, but there's a bit of time now. We need to start looking at other things. So I want to start looking at other things. I want to try out some new games. So this is obviously where we are here, and I think this is going to be an interesting one because I've seen it. It's one of those games, you know, where you sort of see it and you think, I wonder. Like, first of all, I wonder like why people play it, because obviously I've not played it myself. But I think if enough people play it, it must be decent. Like, it must be good. So let's get involved on it. Let's jump through. Dan and Rugio, I've updated. You probably might have seen. You might not have seen actually, but I've updated the TJ Gaming YouTube channel link because I split the channel. You see, I did put this YouTube gaming channel up the other day. I've split it. I've got a TJ Plays Pokemon channel, and I've also now got TJ Plays Games Here channel. So if you can update the Nightbot command for the TJ Gaming channel, that'd be much appreciated, please, because we are going to pop this stream up on there. It's obviously not going through the TJFM YouTube channel, but enough of that, Kev. Let's get into it, shall we? What do I need to press at this point in time? Do I go straight into single player? Do I have to look at options? What's Minecraft Realms?
Minecraft Realms is what I do when I play with my siblings and some friends on a Sunday evening. So I host a realm and they all have the access to it and they can jump in and play together, basically, on a realm. That's what that is. We don't need to do that this evening. This is purely for you to play as a single player in Minecraft, so you can go to single player.
So the realms is this like when you create your servers essentially? We were talking about this,
yes.
right? Okay, so if there was, because there used to be a Football Manager Minecraft server, which I think Lelujo and Work the Space and Murph and all that sort of a lot have access to. So that's the Minecraft realms. So you'd log into that, and then everyone joins in as a live multiplayer.
Pretty much.
Server.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool. Right. Well, we don't need to worry about that just yet, but it's interesting that can happen. So let's go single player first of all. New world, select world. So, right, what's it going to be called?
Basically, go to new world. You can call your world whatever you want, basically.
Oh, okay. So it's TJ World then, clearly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Welcome to TJ World.
So the tab
game mode survival. Hang on.
Yeah. Where it says game mode survival, you want it on survival. Basically, you have a couple of different options. You have what they call survival, and you have creative. Creative puts you in a world where there is no danger to you. You have access to literally every block in the game, and you can create what you want in that sphere, and then potentially use some of that as inspiration to bring into your survival world. Most people play survival because it's where the beasties live. It's where you've got actually specific things to achieve to defeat the game, for example, and it's just what most people play. And then you get the easy, normal, hard difficulty kind of levels. I don't know where you feel like you are as a gamer as to how difficult you want this to be.
I'm happy for it to stay on. I'm happy for it to stay on normal. I think the interesting thing you said there with the creative game mode, that's maybe what I've thought Minecraft is, because I've sort of presumed it was a little bit like Lego, like you get to build a lot of stuff, and when you said that you create the world, I hadn't realised that there was actually a game mode with it as well. The survival thing looks like it might be the exciting, interesting bit. So. Is that what
so it definitely can be that. If you go onto the creative, then it can be that, where you've literally got endless possibilities of what you can build and create within it. But there is no threat, there is no story thread, there's no end point to that. I, for example, have a creative world that I go and work out some designs for things I want to build. And once I'm happy with them and I've had access to all the blocks that I want to use, I then go back into my actual game, which is in survival, and then try and replicate that in my world once I'm kind of clued up as to what it should be. So you can use the two for different things, but survival is definitely where we want to go.
Yeah.
I will preface all of this for those who are in chat, and Tony knows this already. I usually play Bedrock because I started playing on the Xbox, and therefore I wanted to be able to switch between my world on my PC and Xbox, and you can do that through the likes of Bedrock and the Windows version of the game. You can't do that with Java and Bedrock. So Tony's playing on Java. There are going to be little aspects of that that don't quite match up for me and my experiences. So for example, at this point, I don't know what happens if you click on world at the top of your screen, because it's not how my menus look when I create a new place to play. So if you click on that,
so there you go. So we've got world.
Let's just see. Generate structures, bonus chest. No, that's fine. If you go to more, game rules, experience. If you click on game rules, here are some other bits and pieces. So let me just, if you want to scroll down these a little bit.
So disable elytra movement, player movement,
I'll
respawn immediately.
let you know if there's anything you need to change.
Recipe for crafting, deal drowning damage.
Freeze damage, keep inventory after death off. Regenerate health, yes, that's fine. Disable
raids, forgive dead players. I mean, hang on, this is a bit, I'm terribly sorry, I know you've passed on, but I forgive you.
I think
universal anger.
Pretty much. I think we're going to basically go with what the default is here, but I just wanted to check and see what those is.
Cool.
So you can click on done. You can go back to game, And if you are ready to go, the one thing that I will say before we go into the actual game itself is that because you're playing on Java, I presume you're playing mouse and keyboard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I usually play controller. So one thing I'm not going to be particularly good at is exactly which button does what for you. You might have to discover bits of that yourself.
Brilliant.
And there will be a menu item which tells you some of that if you need to go and look for it. But I don't have that expertise necessarily. So that's the thing I'll say.
Superb. Your first thing we need to work out is the buttons. Great.
Yeah. Other than that, you are free to create your new world, and we will jump into Minecraft and see where it leads us, basically.
There we go. Let's do this.
And the great thing about this is, I don't know what you know, but every time you go through this process, this part is always completely different. You generate a brand new world in a brand new environment, and it will never look identical to the last time you did it, basically.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's like infinite possibilities, essentially.
Absolutely. It really, really is.
Amazing.
So you've basically, you've now spawned at the side of a river.
W moves me forward, S moves me back.
Yep.
Right.
I should say. I would imagine spacebar probably jumps or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah. I should say as well, by the way, for Twitch and for mods particularly, I've got this game on a second monitor as what looks like a capture source. So therefore, I can't click on OBS to make any comments in chat or shout outs or anything at all, because then, as you've just seen, it shows my actual background screen. So I mean, it's entirely up to you, mods, if you want to do any work tonight, or if you want to just have a night chilling out, you're more than welcome to do either. So I'm not going to make you shout, but I think we should shout Kev out if we can do, please. That'd be much appreciated. What the hell's this? What's this? What the hell is it? What? Hang on.
That's a sheep, Tony.
Right, I've got a sheep. Right, and what we're doing with him? Why is he here?
Do you have any problem in murdering innocent, poor little animals?
Absolutely not. Let's go and kick his head in. Right.
Okay. If you can find your punch button.
Punch button?
Yes. You've got your right hand on the screen, as you see at the bottom of the screen. That is your right hand.
Yeah.
You need to find a way to punch something. If you walk up to
click the mouse, will that do it?
Probably. Either the tree or a sheep or anything else, and you hit it enough, then you will basically destroy the block. If you hold it down, just hold your button down, and you'll see that it starts to diminish. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
And now you've got the block that you hit. And you can basically do that with most things in the game, but a lot of it, you have to have a specific tool to do that. You can't just walk up to a rock and punch it. It will take a long time for you to get that block. But you can do it if you have a tool that helps you. But for now, let's focus on getting some wood together. So go back to the tree that you were hitting and try and take out all of the center trunk bits of the tree for me.
Take out the center trunk?
Yeah. All of the bits of wood that go right the way up through the center of the tree. Remember to hold the button down rather than just keep tapping it. And if you then go and stand on that dirt block in front of you and look directly up, you will see the wood goes all the way up above you, and you can click that as you've been doing and destroy it all the way through the center of the tree, and you are collecting wood as you do this.
Ah, I have got wood. Yeah.
You have. Thanks for that. So because you've taken out the wood in that particular tree, those leaves will actually kind of diminish themselves, and they will start to break. And occasionally they'll drop things for you to pick up. Maybe there'll be an apple in there, or maybe there's a stick in there or something. Or there'll be a sapling for the actual tree itself. And if you pick up the saplings of these trees by punching the leaves out, you can then go and plant those saplings anywhere that you feel like planting them and create your own forest, for example, if you wanted to. But that's for a later point. For now, we are collecting wood. And the reason that we are collecting wood is, one, this is Minecraft. And Minecraft is based on two major things, mining and crafting. Mining, obviously, you dig down into the dirt and you go and get a load of stuff from, ores and different rock types, etc. That's mining, and it gives you the things you need to build the equipment you need to then advance yourself in the game. Crafting, you need a crafting table to do a lot of crafting in Minecraft. But once you have it, you can then use it for quite a lot. So I need you to find your inventory button.
Find my inventory button.
Inventory.
Right. Okay. Will it be something like I?
It may be.
It doesn't. I've just pressed I. I'm going to have to press all of it. It might be I or E.
I or E, apparently.
Neither of those,
you're
apparently.
Now writing messages. There you go.
E. Right, okay.
What I want you to do is take your blocks and fill the 4-block design underneath the word crafting with 1 block each.
Oh, right, okay. There you go. Oh, look at this, right. Why is that saying?
You can just do that. You can now take away the trunk and make it into planks. And you've made more planks than you started off with by just having 1 block of trunk, if that makes sense.
No,
so
it makes
I need
no
you
sense.
to do. Okay, well, basically, make all of your trunks planks. So remove the planks from that design that you've just created. Put them below you, and then keep clicking on the right of that and picking up the planks from the trunk that. If you see the 4, there.
Yeah.
Click on that and keep taking the planks out of there.
Oh, right, okay, all right. So
now you are picking up more, but your trunks are diminishing. If that makes sense.
So let me understand this then. So let me understand this.
You've now lost all of
taken
your
the trunks
and you've made them planks.
Right, got you. That's what I was trying to work out there. So take my trunks, slice them up into planks.
Yep.
And now I've got loads of planks of wood rather than loads
of... And now what you want to do is put 1 plank of wood in each of the 4 blocks of that crafting spot. You've currently, you see, you've preempted some stuff and gone and used it and created a button.
Oh, no.
You didn't need to do that necessarily.
No, right, okay.
Take the button out of that area, and I literally want you to click and put 1 bit of wood in each of those 4 bits under the word crafting. Now,
I thought
you
I
might
did that though.
Hold the button down and move the.
There we go. Look at that. This is what we've got. Hello, Gem Thoughts. Hello, FM Rust, by the way, as well.
That creates your crafting table.
Now we can have the Great British Minecraft off. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Excellent.
if you then pick up your crafting table.
Yeah.
And you put it in the bar at the bottom of that inventory. You can see there's a slightly different bar there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm carrying a crafting table.
Comes in your hand. And now you can potentially place that down, and it gives you even more things you can craft because you've now got the crafting table. But for now, we're going to go on a little bit of a journey, and we're going to stroll about a bit and see what we can see and see if we can find any sheep.
Okay, but do I need to carry my crafting table with me, or can I leave that somewhere?
It will come with you. You carry it with you.
Right. Okay. Because I felt much more comfortable with my sword than a crafting table, if I'm honest.
You don't have a sword.
Oh, in that case, I feel much more comfortable with my bare hands.
Yes, fair enough, but it won't make any difference. I can assure you of that.
Okay. I mean, this looks lovely. This looks lovely.
It's always going to be a very unique designed thing. Minecraft. It's blocky. It's got a certain style to it.
Yeah.
But there is a certain picturesque way of it. Let's say.
I like it. Oh, I'm going to go visit. I'm going to visit. Oh, what? I've just heard a sheep.
Yep,
there's one. There's one, right? Oh, okay. Hello, mate.
All you're going to have to do, Tony, is you're going to have to man up and you're going to have to go and punch a sheep.
Right.
And you have to do it several times.
Okay, what, for enjoyment?
Basically, yes.
Yeah. Right. If there's any vegetarians or vegans in this chat, now would be a good time to ask for football manager stuff.
What did you pick up?
Oh, I don't know. I was too busy punching a sheep. Didn't realise I'd do it.
Inventory. In your inventory
some lamb chops.
You've got some meat.
Lamb chops and a brick.
And you've got a block of wool.
Block of wool.
What I need you to do is I need you to go and find 2 more sheep and get 2 more blocks of wool.
They usually come in 3 bags, don't they? Right, okay. Excellent.
They do.
Yeah.
Apparently. They might be slightly trickier to find than you'd like, but that's what we need to do. We need to go and find sheep.
Bruce just saying it looks like the sheep was winning most of the fight. There was a little moment where it looked like it was going to go to points.
The other thing that I will tell you at this point is there is fall damage in this game, so you can't fall off one block and hurt yourself, but if you fall off 20 blocks, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind a little bit.
Okay, that feels reasonable.
So if we go and look around a little bit and see if there are any more animals around, and there might not be in this particular area. There's no guarantees of that.
Can I cut through these? Oh, there we go. Right, cut through the foliage.
You can do that. And you might be collecting. The opportunity there is to collect a few bits from the leaves, potentially. Not always. It doesn't always give you anything, but it might give you a sapling of the tree that you're hitting, for example.
Have I? Is there any?
Not on this occasion, no.
No? Okay. That's fine.
For anybody that's out there that's been playing this game for a while, yes, I am aware that it's getting darker. Never mind.
Oh, I've read about this. Apparently, I die in the middle of the night. Is that right? Right.
It's a little bit more scary and a little bit more challenging at night. Let's just say.
That's what she said.
Indeed, but we're going to give you the full experience of Minecraft here. So if you die, you do respawn.
Right, okay. I've just picked up some lucky heather.
How lucky is it, is the question.
I mean, no, my luck. It's barely heather. It's going to be nettles is what I've picked up here. Right, okay, so
I'd get a shifty on if I were you. Just let's get moving a little bit. It doesn't matter where you go, just let's keep moving a little bit.
In a sense, it also does matter, Kev, really.
Do you think?
Does it? I don't know. Where am I? I was going to say where am I going, but if you say this is like a unique
anywhere
world, then you won't know. No one.
I've got no idea what's over this hill. I've got literally no idea at all. Could be anything.
I mean, clearly not safety. I'm guessing danger is. If I'm a betting man, danger.
Danger is fast approaching.
Okay.
How are you with zombies, skeletons, and things that randomly blow up in your face?
I mean, I lived in the northeast for most of my life, so that sounds like a normal Friday. To be honest, so
you are most likely going to encounter all of those things in the next 5 minutes, I would suggest.
Excellent, good. That's what we like.
Indeed.
So
this child-friendly, lovely game of Minecraft doesn't always turn out to be the child-friendly, lovely game of Minecraft.
Right. Okay. So if for example I am playing it with my 6-year-old, will he be subject to zombies? Oh, I've got recipes. I've got leaf recipe.
Potentially so, although what you can do for very young children is put it on peaceful mode so the mobs don't actually come and get you.
Oh, okay.
There are various.
What's that? Is that a mob?
I don't know. I didn't see what it was.
Oh, I mean, someone's growling at me.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's a couple of nice zombies for you to
right, what do we do with him? I'm presuming I can't punch him.
I mean, you can, but you'll probably come off worse over time.
Right, where do I run? Where's backwards?
Hearts.
Okay.
So you might want to move. But I don't think
I'm
there's
stuck.
many places for you to go, if I'm honest.
I think I'm
very
stuck.
Deliberate.
Oh.
There you go. Welcome to Minecraft. You've had your first death. It's a rite of passage, Tony. The problem is that you now spawn into a dark area.
Oh, mate.
So I did this deliberately to show you that Minecraft is not always fluffy.
No, it's not. This isn't kind at all, is it?
It's really not.
Oh, there's another.
And they are going to come and get you.
Can I swim?
You can swim, but if you stay underwater for too long, you will start to drown. You can see the bubbles at the bottom of your screen diminishing. If you go back up, they replenish, and if you go back down, they start to diminish. If that
I'm
makes
starting
sense.
to think that underwater is the best place for me at this point.
I mean, you say that, but
no, that doesn't seem like a good thing either.
Certain things might be able to swim.
Oh dear!
That you might not want.
Some sort of weird swimming bat or something. Kev, I thought you were lovely. I thought you were meant to be nice.
I mean, I think I'm being very nice personally. I'm letting you experience the joys of Minecraft.
I mean, it sounds a lot like, like in Hostel. When they went,
yes.
just come and spend some time at our Airbnb. It feels a little bit like that.
As
Right.
you're trying to survive your first night, let me tell you a little bit about Minecraft and what we're trying to achieve, basically.
Is there any chance the fact that I smell of dead sheep, that's why they were very, very keen to come and eat me?
I think they'd come and try and eat you anyway.
Right, okay.
Just, So ultimately, Minecraft is a game of survival and enhancement. So basically, you are attempting to survive and better your character enough that eventually you can go and defeat the dragon that is in a different part of this game. Right. And you've made yourself meaty enough to be able to go and defeat the dragon. And that is kind of the big final boss of Minecraft. But to do it, you have to upgrade your person quite considerably.
This feels very philosophical. That you have to make yourself meaty, beat your dragon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Develop yourself.
To do that, there are lots of things you can do. But where you basically start, as we have, by hitting trees.
Piss off, zombie mate.
You start by hitting trees, and eventually we'll build up to hitting other things and getting better things to make yourself tougher.
Right.
But there's a long road ahead. The other thing that I will tell you...
Hang on, there's more of them.
There is. Do you see you've got a heart that's...
a little bit of a heart, yeah.
Left.
I'm going to be having an ECG shortly.
On the other side, you've got what looks like...
Lamb chops.
Like chicken legs or something?
Yeah.
Something like that, a chicken leg. Right, so those
Piss
two
off,
things
zombies.
are connected. Okay.
I've just realised my son's going to watch this tomorrow. Go away, nasty zombie. Ooh.
The basic thing for those two setups, the hearts and the chicken legs, is if the chicken legs are full, i.e. there is one of them in each of those slots, then you can replenish your hearts.
What? How have I died again?
I said that there were. Do you remember I said there were things swimming in the water?
You did say that, yeah. Yeah, you did. You did mention that there's things underwater.
You encountered one called a drowned, and it's basically a zombie that's underwater.
I mean, that doesn't seem fair somehow, does it?
It kind of doesn't, does it? But it's certainly the way it is.
Right. Do we need a TJ death counter? Yes, we do, Rouge.
We absolutely do. We absolutely do. Now, what it might mean eventually, Tony, to be totally honest with you, is at some point after a couple more goes here, we might regenerate a brand new world and get you to start again. Because at the moment you're going to be in a little bit of a death loop, if we can't survive this particular night. Now, I think we can, but to do it, you're going to have to keep moving a little bit and be a little bit more agile than the zombies and the skeletons are.
Right.
Really.
Would this be easier with a controller, do you reckon?
I mean, I find it easier with a controller, but then if you want to play on the controller, I would play Bedrock rather than Java, because the Java support for the controller is one of the reasons why I don't play Java.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I'm not necessarily saying that this is going. I'm not saying this is the reason that I'm doing badly because it's on a keyboard. Like, I think that it might make me slightly worse, but I don't think it's the main reason.
I don't know if it would make you worse.
No. Yeah. I don't think it's the keyboard that's holding me back at this point.
I'll tell you what you should do for now is get in the water, but just make sure you're keeping moving all the time. Don't let it stop, and let's just go for a swim, but make sure you're not losing your bubbles too much so you don't drown, at least.
Yeah.
Let's stay off of the land for a little while.
Yeah.
So the basic Minecraft day works where you get 10 minutes of daytime and 10 minutes of night time.
How long of nighttime have we had? This feels like we've had 48 years of nighttime. It feels like we're living in Iceland at this point. Like that all of it is nighttime.
If you were to go and stand on the side of the bank there.
Yeah.
And once you're there, look up in the sky and see where the moon is.
Okay, what colour's the moon going to be?
Where is it? Have a look around.
There's a red one there.
If you can't see it, basically it's
that sunrise.
It's already on the horizon, so the sun is already just about to come back up again. So you've potentially got through a night of Minecraft, sort of. And it will give you the next 10 minutes to go and find more wood and find more sheep. And the reason that we need to do that as quickly as we possibly can is that if we can get 3 planks together and 3 wool together, we can make a bed and sleep the night away. That is your mechanic for not dying every night in Minecraft, basically.
Right, okay.
At this point.
So some sort of shelter rather than living in the woods.
Indeed. So if you can gather this bit of wood and then head off and see if we can find 3 sheep.
Right, okay.
We do need 3 bits of wool.
Yeah.
And you can't jump if there's a tree above you, just so you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, just go for a wander and see if you can find a sheep. It is quite important at this point that we try and find sheep.
I'm sure there's going to be no way of me spotting some sheep. Oh, is that a sheep? No, that's a massive piece of concrete.
I'd go to the top of this hill to your right hand side
look down,
and see if you can see it from slightly higher up, maybe.
Right, okay.
And once you get a bed, the minute it starts to turn night time, you can literally sleep the night away, and it becomes a lot easier to avoid the big nasties in the original sort of, in the sense that they, you don't have the night time, so you can just stay in the
so
day
less night terrors.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So I would stay on top of this hill if I were you, and see if you can traverse around a little bit. Try not to fall in any holes.
Nice use of the word traverse.
You can jump, remember? So
like that, you mean?
Yeah, like that.
What noise was that? Was that? What's that?
That's a skeleton, but it died, so it's left its bones there. And you can collect those. They do become useful later on if you collect these things up. And you can collect dirt at this point. What we're also going to do, once we have a bed, the next thing that you need to think about is at the moment we've got wood and we can make wooden tools, but you can then potentially craft a wooden tool that can go and
there's a black sheep.
I mean,
someone's just said that sheep come in different colours.
Colour of wool.
Oh, what? Why?
And white is more prevalent, so I'd try and find white, but it's a good source of food, if nothing else.
I mean, I would argue that white's not more prevalent. We've seen literally 50% of black and white sheep.
Your sample size is quite small.
yeah, but you can't argue it with stats.
The logic is there, absolutely.
Yeah, logic.
That looks like a lovely dark cave, doesn't it?
Yeah, loads of sheep will hang out in there, I'm guessing.
Do you know that meanies show up at night?
Yeah.
They also show up in darkness.
Oh.
So if you go into caves, you will find meanies in there, even in the daytime, because it's dark in the cave.
What's that thing up there that's all the way in the distance? Can you see him? What's this? Is it like sort of the thing that I've got me little cursor? You can't zoom in, can you? Is that like some sort of gorilla or something? Or is it a horse?
It's a horse.
A horse? I love the way my first thought was, is it a gorilla? No, it's a horse. It's a horse and a pig.
There's a pig, and then above it on the hillside, there's a horse.
I'm spending a lot of time finding out everything else rather than like going, I need wood and a sheep in it.
Basically, yes. But it'll be funny when the night comes back around again and you have to run away from zombies. So I'm happy either way, really. So you know, that's okay.
That's cool.
So you can also see that we're seeing around you lots of different colours of tree.
Yeah.
There are several different types of tree that you can collect that later on, when you're building things for yourself, maybe you want to build a house for yourself or whatever to be safe in and put your bed in, you can collect all of these different types of wood and types of rock and other bits and pieces and create better designs the more things you have at your disposal in that sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you can then create chests out of wood that you can then store things in your building.
My building? Where's my building?
Well, you've got to build it, but
Oh.
once you have it, you can store things in it, and that becomes a base of operations then to move out from.
Is this a little bit like Resident Evil meets City Skylines?
I mean, there's an element of that in there. If you cross the river, you'll see that there's a couple of sheep over there, I think.
I can see a pig. A pig and a horse, or a pig and a cow? Is that a sheep? That white thing's a sheep. Right.
It could well
Come
be.
here, you little Alan Mutton. Come on. Right.
You
Don't
can
make me
do
drown.
this.
I can do this. I can. Right. I've got until night time to not die.
Yeah.
Pig, bacon. Yeah, I've got bacon. Can you delegate any of these tasks to your assistant?
I mean, technically, I could have joined the game and done a half of these things for him, but where would have been the fun in that, you know?
Yeah. We're having pork chop for dinner, lads. Damn right we are, Puro.
There
Look
are
at this.
two
Right.
white sheep there,
Oh,
Tony. You
right.
need to get
And a
both
chicken.
of them if possible. And a chicken, yeah. I mean, these are all really good sources of food, but for now, we're more worried about the
Mate,
wall.
why is this...
Well, it doesn't want to die. You know?
Like, do you know what? Like, I don't want to die, but I died. At least play the game fairly, lads. Right, now that's me knacking a pig,
Where
innit?
did the
Right.
other sheep go?
Where'd it go? Down there. I can see you, you little woolen so-and-so.
That was a chicken.
That's a chicken.
The
Alright,
sheep
okay.
was round the other side of it.
I mean, this
Go
looks
round
very...
to your left.
This looks like a great area. This is like the Minecraft farm. Where's it?
It could well be, you know. You
Is
are
that a
looking
sheep?
for a
No?
spot. There are several sheep around, but they're not all the same colour.
These are
So
the-
there was another white one around that you might want to focus on. If
That
you
one
can
there?
find it.
Oh, that's a
That's
duck.
still a chicken. It
That's a
certainly was
chicken.
around a
Smack
minute
his head
ago.
in, Yeah.
Might have run off.
That chicken was
who knows?
starting to stare TJ down. Why not make a sword? I don't know what a sword is, Puro. This is my first time playing this, as you can probably tell.
There it
where-
is.
Where?
Round you,
There.
there, right in front of you. There you go.
Right.
Get it. Go on, get it.
I'm going to get it. Don't you worry. Right. Listen, right. Mate. Right. Oh, look at that.
Perfect. Okay, so
Wall.
we've now got 2 of
Mutton.
the 3 bits of wall that we need.
Only 2. I've beaten up three sheep. How come I've only got 2?
Well, you died and lost all your stuff.
Oh, that doesn't seem fair. Right,
Don't
okay.
keep your things when you respawn.
I mean,
you
this
have to
feels like it's
potentially-
very un-Buddhist.
I mean, that may well be true. But it's
Right,
time to
okay.
get walking again and see if we can find that 3rd sheep.
Right, okay, but it must be around here somewhere where all those other sheep mates are hanging out, surely.
You would think there might be another one around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice pink cherry blossom trees up on your hill on your right-hand side. They're quite nice.
Pink cherry blossoms, where's that?
Yeah, just up
Oh,
there. on the
look,
right-hand side.
they do look lovely, don't they? You know what?
Yeah.
I think this is where I reckon this is where I'm probably going to live in Minecraft.
Do you know why this is also this is a good idea to find somewhere like this to live potentially for one main reason. At the
The
moment,
zombies will eat the chickens instead of me.
potentially, but at the moment,
Is that
if
a sheep? Is that a
if you
sheep?
don't
Is that a
have a
sheep?
bed, it might be. I'd go in that direction and see. If you don't have a
Is that a
bed and
bee?
you die, you're going to spawn very close to here every time. So it's
Ah.
worth building quite close to your spawn if you're a new player.
Okay, excellent. This is. Oh, here we go. Hello, mate. Right. Go on.
This
Kick
is
him
a
up your
game changer
backside.
here, Tony. This is a game changer. You've got to get this one. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
So-
Right, we've got wool.
Now the focus is you've got the wood and the wool that you need. What I need you to do is go back into your inventory, create
Yeah.
another crafting table by
So oak log.
creating planks.
So oak
So
log
if you-
into crafting. Is that right?
Yep. If you just put it in the space there and then
Yeah.
keep clicking out the planks.
Oh.
There you go.
There,
And now
20
you
planks.
put them back in to create a crafting table. Move them around that
Oh no,
square
I've made
of
a button
4.
again, haven't I?
Don't pick it. Don't take it. Don't take the button. Just move the planks into each
Oh.
of those spots. You hold the button down and move the planks
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
and
crafting
click
table.
once to get one crafting table. You don't need more than that.
Okay.
Now you can leave the inventory and it will all reset for you.
Yeah.
And you've now got a crafting table. I want you to select the crafting table by moving along to it on the bar at the bottom. So there's probably a left and right button you need to find to move up and down your crafting.
I mean, this is the bit I'm going to die in it when I'm trying to find the table, aren't I?
Yeah.
Right.
So currently you've got selected your wool. You need to find a way to select the crafting table. It might be on the numbers. It might be 1 through 9 on the numbers, maybe, or you could move things around like that. You could do it that way. There is an easier way to do it.
One. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. I've got my table now. Where's my table go?
Okay. It's in your hand. You need to place it on the ground. So that's the next thing you need to figure out how to do. It doesn't matter where you place it at this point. Just look at the ground near you, not that you're stood on, and try and place it down. And it'll be one of the buttons.
Presumably bashing doesn't seem to do anything.
No, that will just hit things.
That'll just hit things.
So there'll be a placing button.
A placing button. Does anybody know what the placing button is? Right click. There we go.
Now you can click into that.
Oh, what?
Don't hit it, but click into it. Probably right click again.
Yeah.
And now you've got a 9-space crafting area, not a 4-space crafting area.
Yeah.
And if you put 3 planks on the 3 bottom blocks of that crafting, on the bottom ones, so collect them all back up again if you can.
Yeah, how do I do that? So do I right click?
We're getting dark again, Tony.
No, hang on. No, this isn't fair. Right.
Come back out your inventory, go into the crafting section. You need to put 3 planks on the bottom 3 bits. Just move them across. There you go. Leave it there. And now get your wool and put them in the 3 bits above that along.
There, yeah.
And what's that created?
I've made a bed. Yeah.
I'd take it quickly if I were you. Put it in your inventory. Put it down on the floor. And then right click on it.
What button do I press? All right.
So you need to go and find get it, put it down on the floor, and then go and right click on it. You've got to be closer to it than that.
All right.
You are now sleeping the night away.
Sweet
and none
dreams
of the mobs
are made
will get
of
you.
these. Who am I to disagree? Yeah, in your face, zombies, right?
So now we have a crafting table and we have a bed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the significance of the bed is you can obviously pick up the bed and take it with you and place it and sleep the night away. But if you sleep in it and then you pick it up, if you then die, you will go back to your original spawn point that you came in the game at. If you leave the bed down and sleep in it, if you die, you will spawn next to the bed.
Oh, right, okay, right. Let's leave it there then. Even if it's covered in like pig piss or whatever, we'll just leave it there. Right, that'll be fine.
So we can leave that there for now. What I need you to do now is I need you to go back into your crafting table.
Yeah.
And I need you to get the planks. And I want you to put 3 along the top 3 boxes of the crafting area.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to put 2 more down the center so it creates a T.
2 more down the center. Okay.
Yeah, so you got 1 there, and now you need to click and hold and move that, and there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That surprises me.
It's not quite done as we're supposed to do that, is it?
I know what I've done. I know what I've done is because I'm not used to talking through other people through it. Collect up all your planks. My mistake. It was a rookie mistake.
That's all right, don't you worry, old Kev. There's no mistakes around here that everyone else has done.
So what I need you to do is I need you to take those planks and I need you to hold the button down and I need you to put a line down from top to bottom in the crafting spot.
In this bit here?
Just 3 boxes down and fill them up. Why is this not working? I'm trying to make sticks. Why is it not working?
Do I have to do it across the top?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But you see, this is where Bedrock and Java slightly differ. It's only 2, is it? Okay, take away what. There you go. It's only 2.
Look at
there
that.
You go.
This is why Zeep's here.
Now you can take sticks.
Yeah.
I would take those out.
Yeah.
And what I need you to do is I need you to put planks of wood across the top 3 and then 2 sticks down the center below them, in the 2 center spots below the where you place your planks. So planks along the top, and then get your sticks and put them in the 2 center points in the middle row, not in the sides. Yep. There you go. Now
I made a pickaxe. I thought it was a crossbow at first, but it looks like Right,
now what you can do is you can go and collect things a little bit quicker. And now we're not collecting wood. We're going to go and collect stone and get better items to make better things out of. So if you head over to that deep, dark, awful...
I don't really want to head to the deep, dark wood, though, Kev, because you said the zombies there. I'd rather go try and stove this horse's head in with a pickaxe.
I mean, you could do that, but it would be incredibly mean of you. We don't often need to kill horses in the game. It won't achieve a great deal for you at this point.
Okay, you say often. We don't
there are reasons at times.
There will be moments, yeah, okay.
But we're now looking for a source of stone. So even if you don't go to the big nasty open cave, if you go to the stone near it,
scrolling on the do the little mouse nipple, that
there you go.
Does some inventory changes. Right. Sorry, Kev. I'm aware this is like talking literally to my 6-year-old to try and explain this to me. Look,
I'm having a great time. I love this. This is great.
I think this is brilliant. I can't believe we've taken us so long to discover this game.
And this is only the beginning. I can assure you of that.
Right.
So keep heading off in that direction. Eventually, you'll reach the side of the hill, and there are some pockets of stone that you can see. That's not the opening to the cave. Just keep going to the top of this hill and see if you can traverse the land round to it.
Yeah. Is it worth mentioning as well with the mods that this is going to be on the new YouTube channel? So do keep your eyes open for more of this.
Best of luck making this into content.
I think it's making its own content, right? This seems to be fairly...
So you need to go down to Waterside, basically, and find some stone to hack. That's my advice at this point.
I reckon this has already got more replay value than F1 Manager, I would say. Because I'm not really that fussed about F1. I did it.
Jump in the water. If you want to jump in the water from there, you won't take any damage.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get back to the top again so you're not drowning.
Yeah. Okay. Good,
and then turn yourself around and try and find some ground level rock. There's some over there. See,
over there? These ones here? Yeah?
Go over there.
Cursor is? Okay.
Far less dangerous because it's less dark over there.
Yeah, okay.
And we're going to use our pickaxe to hit the stone, basically.
Excellent.
Oh, it's gravel. That's unfortunate. It wasn't stone, it's gravel. We need to find stone. So if we carry on along the waterside, we will
That looks like stone, though.
Ooh, Tony.
Have I discovered a thing?
You've discovered a thing, and it's quite an important thing. Now, I wouldn't interact with it just at the moment until I tell you about it.
Is this
but
ore?
No. If you go and stand on that piece of stone, you can see that we've got 2 types of stone in front of us. We've got the slightly smoother texture, and we've got the slightly more
pebble dash,
busy texture.
Yeah.
So one of those is just normal stone, and the other one is cobblestone. Don't do anything with the cobblestone at the moment. If you were to go and pickaxe the normal stone that you can see in front of you at the moment, it will turn into cobblestone, and you can pick it up and use it for stuff like making stone pickaxes, etc.
Yeah.
The reason that the cobblestone that's there is important is because it's a really quite rare thing that you found at this point in the game.
I found rare!
Don't do this, but if you were to use your pickaxe on the cobblestone, you will discover that behind it is a small dungeon with a thing in the middle of it called a spawner. And it will be spawning a particular type of creature. It could be a skeleton, a zombie, or a spider. And
none of them sound good.
They don't, but later in the game, when we are a little bit more geared up and a little bit more clued up on Minecraft, we can use that as an XP farm to get XP that we can then spend on things in-game, sort of, to improve our character. It's quite rare to have found one. We're not ready to deal with it yet. But what I would say is I do need you to go and use the pickaxe on the smoother stone, not the cobblestone,
Right.
and get a few blocks of that.
Okay, so just to confirm then,
Yes.
So this is actually a good thing I've stumbled upon, and I shouldn't have it.
You can find them in lots of places, but they're usually
Right.
quite a way down under the ground, little
Right, okay.
dungeons with spawners
Yeah.
in them. It's very rare you get one at this point that's up where you
Accessible,
are on this
yeah.
level. I think what you might need to do, Tony, is go and stand back on your bit of stone, because it will be easier to hit things with the pickaxe if you're stood on something solid and not swimming in water, basically.
Yeah.
So you need to go and stand on that again.
Oh. Right.
So go back to the little stone bit that you stood on, stand on there, and get the bits of stone there that you're next to.
Oh, so this bit I can have, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Muster Man, how are we, buddy? I've found rare stuff apparently.
So what we're going to do is we're going to spend a little moment here. We're going to try and pickaxe up as much of this type of stone around here as we can until your wooden pickaxe breaks, basically.
Right.
So just keep doing it, because you'll see that as you go on the bar at the
there's
bottom.
some cobbles.
Yes, it turns into cobblestone. That's what we want to collect, but we don't want to take the cobblestone that's already there. We just want to hit the smooth stone.
Right. Okay.
If you look at the bottom of your screen on your bar, where you've got the little icon of your pickaxe, it's got a green bar underneath it.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the durability of your item. And
Yeah,
the more
that
you
makes sense.
use it, the more that's going to go down. Because we're using a wooden item, it's going to go down quite quickly. But that's okay, because we are collecting stone, and we can make a better pickaxe out of that when we get back to our crafting bench momentarily.
Right. Okay.
So it doesn't matter that we're diminishing the pickaxe, the wooden pickaxe. We need to do that just to collect the stone for now.
Right. Okay. Cool. Should say as well, by the way, to anyone who's brand new in, I've only died twice, and we've been on this for half an hour.
That's impressive.
It's very impressive. Very impressive.
Absolutely impressive. So, I mean, we don't have to completely destroy the pickaxe. We can just take a bunch of the stone that we've got. If you go in your inventory and see how many bits of it you've picked up.
27 bits.
That's enough. The reason I want you to move now is because we need to find a way to climb back to the top of the hill and get back to your bed before it gets to night.
Yeah, I don't want to get killed by zombies again.
So you need to try and find a way to climb back onto the top of the hill. Could be a little bit tricky, but you could use your pickaxe to get rid of some of the dirt and make a pathway up there that's more easy for you to jump up to, for example. So you can only jump one block at a time, remember?
Yeah.
So if you can figure out a way to climb back up, that would be helpful. You can make that jump if you get the distance. Yeah, there you go. Now you need to take the bit away from the top above you and keep doing that until you get to the top of the hill. I mean, there are, some bits along the pathway a little bit there that you can just stroll up to.
Now it's starting to get a bit...
It's getting dark.
Darker, innit? I'm going to die. Oh, no.
Keep working.
All of a sudden...
Stop. You can climb up that next bit, and now up to your right-hand side, you can climb up onto that bit.
Can I?
Behind you.
Behind me? Here?
Yeah, that bit. And now you can potentially continue to work to take blocks away to continue to climb up. But once you get up there, it's going to be lovely things up there now, I would suggest. So we're going to have to move a little bit once we get up there, potentially. Keep working, though. It's the only way, because we've got to get back up to this plateau. This is the down point of the decision you made to leave your bed. Because you could have had it in your inventory, and as long as you didn't die, you could have placed it down where you were and then slept the night away and picked it back up again. But it just means, of course, if you then die...
When I then die.
You would then spawn in an icky place. We need to head roughly in the direction you're heading in to go and find your bed and your crafting table. So keep
hopefully
an eye
these
out for
horses haven't moved. Is that lava?
I'd move quickly if I were you, as much as you can, because there are some mean and nasty things out.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to work out where we go. I bet this is
There
us.
you go.
Right. Oh, look at this night.
Question
Second night.
Is there a monster around? Or
Doesn't
is
matter.
there
I'm
not?
going to sleep. I'm off to bed. I'm off to bed. Right. Okay.
So if there are any monsters around, then you've now made it turn back to daytime. They will start to burn up mostly.
Oh shit!
They will
What
still
the hell's
try and
that?
come and get you before they die. They will burn and die, so keep moving. And if you look back, you'll see that it will actually burn and die eventually. Takes a moment.
Even going out.
There's a spider over there.
Spider?
Yep.
I don't
Under
really
the
think.
tree, so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's got proper evil eyes on it.
But the zombie that was chasing you burnt up in the sunlight.
Oh, that's great. Now I've just got this massive spider coming after me.
In the daytime, they are less likely to come for you. The spiders specifically.
Right.
At night they will. In the daytime, unless you go and antagonize them, they don't always come for you. Sometimes they do, but not always.
Right. Okay.
So you
Don't
need to
go
go
near the
back to your
green guy,
bed.
says Tom. Right. Go back to the bed. Where's the bed? Right. I'll be honest. I just ran away from the zombie fella, so I didn't know where my bed was. Right.
Keep
Even
looking
Tom,
around,
evening
it's
one,
there
by the way.
somewhere.
Welcome in. See, right, here's my bed. Okay.
I would suggest picking your bed up at this point and taking it with you.
Right, how do I pick
Just
it up?
for now. Just hit it with anything. Doesn't matter what it is.
Just dismantle
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
And I would try and find a way to go into your inventory and put it into one of the slots at the bottom, so you got easy access to it.
In place of the bones?
It could be in place of the flowers or the egg or another flower, because you're not going to need those things specifically at your fingertips. You might want to move your stone bits down into your lower inventory as well, just because you might want to place them down on the floor or something at some point to build something.
Probably makes sense. Yeah.
So have them. But for now, I want you to go into your crafting table.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you put the 2 sticks in the middle 2 sections where we did before, there and there,
yep. Yeah.
And then you put cobblestone across the top and not wood.
Ooh, okay, cobblestone, right? Oh, we're making like a proper
down.
like brick hammer.
Yep. If you click on a square and then move it across while holding the button, it should fill it up.
There you go.
Now, if you click on that, you've got a stone pickaxe, and they're more durable, and they hit more times before they get destroyed.
Yeah.
And they also hit things and destroy more sturdy things, let's say. So, for example,
spiders and horses.
I mean, they'll do a better job of hitting those than a wooden one will. They'll hit harder. But if you're down in the depths of the world, if you go into the caves eventually and you look for different types of ore, for example, if you were to find an iron ore, bits of iron in a stone, if you were to hit it with your wooden pickaxe, it would destroy the stone and the iron, but you wouldn't pick anything up. If you destroy it with a stone pickaxe, you pick the iron out of the stone and you have it.
Got ya.
So there's a sort of a leveling system as to what you can use for what thing, depending on how hard the thing is you're trying to hit, for example. Did you leave your crafting bench behind? If you did, you might want to go and pick that up now as well, so we can be on the move a little bit. Because whilst this is a good area for you to potentially use as a base, it might not be the best area just to leave things in the open in the middle of it to come back to and try and sleep and remember where it is for now. But this is a good area for us to be in.
What do I do? Do I just hit it?
Just hit it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be with a pickaxe. It could be with your fist or another bit of wood or anything, really. Just hold it down. Eventually, we'll be making different types of tools. So you've currently got a pickaxe. We could potentially at some point make an axe. And if you then hit wooden objects with your axe, it's going to destroy them quicker than if you use your pickaxe. But if you use your axe on stone, the pickaxe would be better, if that makes sense. You've got to use the right tool for the right thing as we get more and more into the game.
That makes sense.
For now,
That
it
does
doesn't
make sense.
really matter. But let's go for a wander again and see what we can find. We know that at the bottom of this little hill, we found ourselves a small spawning dungeon, which could be really useful later in the game, but not for you now.
That was back that way, though, wasn't it? That was back that way. Okay,
but it's on the side of this particular area. We also know that this is quite close to... Yeah, we also know that this particular area is quite close to where you would spawn if you haven't put a bed down, so it's not far away to get back to if you set up a base here.
That's right.
So now what we're going to try and do is we're going to go and investigate a couple of those cave areas on the side and see if we can find a relatively small one. For example, the one that we're looking at the moment is probably a bit big.
Right, okay. So we want a smaller cave.
If you carry on walking around the side of the hill, we might find a slightly smaller one to go into. We're looking for two things. Firstly, we're looking for potentially a place where we can put our bed, light it up because we find some other bits and pieces, and make a secure little area in the side of the hill that we can use as a base. So that's the first thing we're looking for. Secondly, the thing that you don't have at the moment that's going to be most useful to you is if we can find some coal. And you will find coal in little cave areas and other places in the stone blocks.
Yeah, I also don't have an emergency contact. Would that be helpful at this point?
I mean, that's fair, but I'm here and I'll protect you.
Oh, good, good.
Not.
Right, okay. I mean, we're going to go around this bit. This bit looks like we're starting to get into areas that's not going to help us. Oh, there's another little...
Sure. I think that's probably too inaccessible.
Too big as well, isn't it? Yeah.
So if you come back around and follow
Kev seems to have missed a trick of digging holes and living in it. Yeah. It's maybe not the worst idea, to be honest.
I mean, you can just dig a hole. Of course you can. You can do all sorts of things. You can dig up dirt and make a square hut out of dirt if you want to. We can do that. That's no problem.
Yeah. You know what? No, I think I'd rather treat myself to... I've made a bed, Kev, so...
You have.
No.
Absolutely you have. Careful about how far you drop down on some of these. You don't want to give yourself too much fall damage.
No.
But you can make it down some of those. That's, you know, it's no major problem there. You're not at too great a height.
Oh. Where's our next bit of cave? That seems too big. Is this cave going to be too
down
big?
There.
Maybe? Oh, hang on.
You dropped the pickaxe, but you picked it back up again. I mean, we can go and investigate the cave if you like. There might be some coal in the entrance to some of these if we're lucky. Yeah. If you look to your left, see if there's any black spots in any of the stone around. That's what we're looking for. It doesn't seem to be there. I wouldn't go too far in at this point, but we're just looking to see if we can find any coal.
Is that a black spot there, is it?
No, that's just dark.
Oh,
yeah, there it is. There it is. That's what we're looking for. But be aware that whilst you're digging this up, you might get approached by some meanies from the cave. So I'd do it from a bit of a distance if I were you. There you go. Keep hitting it. There you go. Now you can go pick it up.
I can hear meanie.
Oh, you can.
There he goes.
Hit it with your pickaxe. You got a stone pickaxe.
Is that going to work now? Is it?
Yeah, just hit it with a pickaxe.
Oh, there we go. That's much.
It's now being done in by the fire burning up because of the sun that it's now stood in as well. Remember,
so what's that? Just stand and just watch and be like.
You can do, but this one will come and hit you hard if you let it. So you might want to get on the horse and ride a little bit.
Get moving.
Metaphorically.
Right.
But the more it's out in the sun, the quicker it will die.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There's some more. If you stop there and look into that cave area to your right now, you can see there's some more coal over there. Because you didn't actually go and pick up the bit of coal that you did in the other bit. If you can get to that, it'll be worth collecting.
Yeah, okay. Right, okay, and then these little...
Those are the bits of rotten flesh from the zombie. They aren't particularly useful for you at the moment, but they have their uses.
Are they high in protein?
Not really. A bit chewy, you know. Okay. So you need to go and actually collect those and pick them up. Now you've got coal. That's fantastic. That's helpful.
Okay.
And the reason that it's helpful... That's a squid. they're harmless. They won't do you any damage. There's lots of harmless things like sheep and pigs and cows and squids.
Problem is, I've only ever come across the things that are incredibly harmful, Kev. So
and sheep.
And sheep, yeah.
And they didn't put up too much of a fight.
They didn't, no.
So the benefit of coal is that now that you've got some, if you go and look in your inventory, you'll see that you've got 3 bits of coal.
Yeah.
You can do several things with it, but what I want you to do is put your crafting table down.
Okay. Will it fit here, or should I find a nice place
there.
for it?
No, it's fine. There's fine.
So, look at my crafting table.
So move it into the bottom section,
okay.
and then lay it down on the floor.
Press 1 for crafting table. Right. Yeah.
And go into it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want you to do is take your cobblestone, and I want you to fill up all of the squares other than the central one of that 9 square crafting section. So start in the bottom corner and then hold the button down and move the cobblestone all the way around the outside, filling up the squares as you go, but not the center point.
Oh, no.
If you hold the button down, I think it should somehow. Does it fill it up automatically?
It's supposed to.
For you?
It's done it before, but not.
What happens if you right-click as you go past a square? Does it put 1 down or half of them down?
Yeah, it just changes to...
Oh, no, there's 1 down.
Oh.
There's 1 down.
Yeah, okay.
There's 1 down. It's a bit, slow, but it's probably the best we can do at the moment.
Yeah.
I need you to fill up all the ones on the outside and the bottom and top in the middle section as well.
Yeah.
What have you created?
A donut shape.
And what's to the right-hand side now? Put your cobblestone in your inventory.
Furnace.
What have you got?
Yeah.
If you click that and put it down on the floor, you might also want to get your bed out and sleep in it at this point because it's turning night time again. So click on your bed, and you need to find a space where you can put the bed down that's 2 spaces long.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is
anywhere there in front of you, you have to be looking at the pointing at the floor a bit more to do it. There you go. Now you can sleep in the bed and get rid of the night.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to sleep next to the zombies.
They're fine. They won't mind. But now, what I want you to go and do is I want you to go into your furnace, and you can click in it in the same way that you've clicked into things like your crafting table. You need to go round and be looking at it, obviously.
Have I got myself
So if you get your
stuck?
pickaxe out, you can take this block away if you want to and make it easier to get to where you want to go. There you go. That should help you to jump up if you can get the angle right. I'm sure it's possible. There you go. That's what we want. Now you can go and click into the furnace. What I want you to do is I want you to put your coal into the bottom of those 2 squares with the flamey things between them, and I want you to put your mutton, which is your meat, into the top one.
Okay. Look at this. We're having a barbecue.
I mean, there's no better way to eat, is there, in the outdoors than having a barbecue?
Only way to eat. Only way to eat.
So I would put both of your other bits of coal in the bottom part, and I would put all of your bits of mutton in the top part, and see how much of it you can cook up. You'd just leave it to do it.
Okay.
If you click out of the furnace, you'll see. If you come out of the furnace and you go round to the other side of the furnace and look at it, you'll see there's a flame at the front to show you that it's cooking something.
Oh,
it will go out when it's ready for you to pick up, basically.
Anybody want some barbecue? We've got some barbecue going
food.
on. Yeah.
And the reason for doing that is you can see that at the moment your hearts are down and your little chicken legs are down, and we need to replenish those. So the way we do it is we replenish the chicken legs by eating the mutton, and then the hearts replenish over time because you've got full chicken legs, basically.
Okay. We could, of course, just start working on doing squats and then replace those chicken legs with actual muscular legs.
I mean, that is true. We absolutely could. Let me know how that goes for you.
Yeah. Is there a CrossFit gym in Minecraft? I've not found one yet.
I'm sure we can probably make one. But the flame has gone out. So if you go back into the furnace, you've now got 7 bits of cooked mutton.
Yeah.
And if you put it in your bar at the bottom and then go and select it, and then
Yeah.
don't be, I wouldn't be looking at the crafting table whilst you do this. Look at, there.
Yeah.
If you right click on it and hold the right click button, you eat a bit of mutton and it's filled up your chicken legs, and that then filled up your hearts. So you're now back to full fitness again as you currently are. So that's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
So
and also
what we would
made the same noises I make when eating mutton as well. So
absolutely. So you can continue to collect stone along the way, but what we would most likely prefer to do at this point is see if we can find a few more cave entrances and areas that we can go into, and maybe see if we can find some more coal.
Right. What am I doing about my bed? Am I leaving my bed there?
I'd take it with you if I were you at this point.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. And then what about the same as my crafting table and my furnace? Am I taking them with me?
Yeah. For now.
Right. Okay.
There will come a time soon enough where we put them down and we leave them there because we feel like it's where we're going to actually keep them.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're still sort of investigating the local surroundings a little bit, so it's worth keeping it.
So it's not quite the Paul Simon, wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. It's just
not quite yet, but it will be.
Okay,
it absolutely will be.
Right, so we're looking for something else to go digging from, yeah?
Yeah, I'd follow the water line. You might even want to get in the water if I were you and just swim around a little bit.
Yeah.
See what you can find.
No, I'm full of mutton. That's the best time to swim, isn't it?
Pretty much. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can see that there occasionally you'll come across some fish in the water.
Yeah. I've got a pickaxe. I can hit them as well.
You could potentially. I mean, they might be slightly tricky for you to go and hit in the water, but you could, and that would give you another source of food. Yeah. But for now, we're okay. We've got a bit of mutton, so that shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Questions been asked in the chat. I absolutely am enjoying my Minecraft time with Kev. So this is fun. Fun.
I love this game, and the more proficient you get,
why.
Is that a small little cave opening? Maybe.
Yeah, I think it is. This is what I'm going for. Yeah, llama's in. Llama's in.
Not even Kev can save this save. Let's go and investigate this one and see how big it is. It's full of water. That's a little bit unfortunate. Just in the sense of we can't go in and make a home from it. But if you go into the water and just go around the corner a bit, maybe there'll be some coal on the other end of it. You never know. It's worth going and having a look.
Might be in that corner, Kev.
Yeah, it might. Yeah,
that's like a lot of coal.
You found some. Might be worth going and collecting that if we can.
Yeah.
It's going to be tricky because you're in water, and it's harder to mine things out whilst you're in water.
Yeah.
Go give it a go. See what happens. You need to be close enough to do it, obviously. And you're going to need to hold still enough to be able to sort of highlight the block all the time. And it is doing it, but it takes longer because you're in the water. There you go. You've got a bit more coal. And there's another bit behind it, so you can carry on digging that out. It's a little bit janky to do, but you get used to doing it after all. If you back up a little bit now, because we picked up a couple of bits of coal, you can see that there's some above where you were standing. There's also a block to your right where you could potentially stand on that's one deep into the water that will still be out. Your head will be out of the water. There. If you let yourself drop down and see where you land.
See what there.
Do you land on something you can stand on below you? If you look down, is there a platform to stand on?
A bit higher, actually.
But we're getting good amounts of coal here, which is excellent.
Someone's just dinged. What dinged?
Good question.
Right. I don't quite know what I'm standing on at this point.
Whatever it is, it's not. You're not drowning, so we're okay.
Yet,
basically. But it was worth just taking a step back every so often and making sure you know where you are in it all, and whether there's an easy spot to get to.
Yeah.
That's good. You're now stood on something that was a little bit more solid there, I think. But you've picked up some coal, so I mean we can leave this area if you like now that we've got a bit more coal. Ah, that's better. You're stood on a bit of stone now, so you're
got
getting
it.
purchase.
Yeah,
So if you
Ian
make
says
sure you
at least TJ
swim
won't
by
concede goals
that,
in this this save.
yeah. If
I'm
you make
chiseling
sure you
out
go
a
and
4-4-2.
swim round by the side of where you were hacking the coal, just to make sure you've collected all the little bits that might have fallen off. You have, it looks like, but we'll swim through and come out. I mean, if you want to go into the dark area, that's fine. I don't mind.
That's what she
Swim
said.
back out.
Yep.
And now we've got a bit more coal that we can do things with, which is positive. If we go over to the bank and we climb out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm glad I realised what you said, bank as in like the bank of the river. I was like, go to the bank.
Indeed.
Like, where?
If you put your crafting table down.
Yeah. Crafting table.
Actually, you may not need to do it. What I need you to do is I need you to create more sticks. So if you get your planks in the 2x2 crafting area and put a bunch in the top one and then a bunch below it, only in 2 of them, not 3 of them. So I'm only in the top one and the one below it.
Yeah.
I want you to get more sticks.
Okay. 4 sticks, yeah?
Yep. If you now take your planks out,
mm-hmm.
and in the bottom left-hand corner put your sticks, all of them.
Yeah.
And then you get your coal and you put them in the top left-hand corner.
Yeah.
What do you now get?
Torch.
Click on a few of those. You get basically, for 1 stick and 1 coal, you get 4 torches, pretty much.
Right, okay.
And you want to get a few of them, doesn't have to be all of it, but that'll do for now.
Yeah.
So the great thing about that is, if you want to start investigating some slightly dark areas, like a small cave, you can begin to start placing those torches down as you move through it, and it lights the cave up, therefore no bad things can spawn in it.
Okay.
Because the light is in there. It's just a good thing to have at your disposal to be able to keep yourself protected a little bit in darker areas should we need to.
Yeah.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Okay, that does make sense.
Okay.
Right.
So
I reckon I'm going to need my crafting table and my bed down shortly because it looks like it's... Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was getting darker.
It's not too bad, but it is beginning to go. But we're okay for a minute. I think you can go in any direction you want to go in. It's entirely up to you what you do at this point.
Yeah.
Because we've got a source of food for a little moment. I mean, we could go and find some more sheep to get. I mean, that could be quite useful.
Yeah.
For more food rather than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a bed. We've got the crafting table. We've got a few bits of supplies, like some cobblestone.
Yeah.
Might need to go and get a bit more wood, so maybe hitting down a tree might be a good
Get
idea.
on the tree.
In a little
Yeah,
while.
I'll tell you what, though, right? It's starting to get a bit dark, so
Starting to get dark.
let's get me crafting table down.
You don't need the crafting table as much as you need the bed.
Yeah. I think it's a force of habit with the table, isn't it? Right, in we go.
Yep.
Okay.
So that will get rid of the night. And you might want to focus a little bit on just getting some more wood from the trees around you for the next little moment or two. And to do that, the best way is go into your crafting table. Don't take your crafting table up. Go into it. And let me get this right. If you create more sticks, so 2 squares, one on top of the other, with some planks in them, will give you sticks. Has to be one on top of the other, remember, not side by side.
Right.
So if you move some of those down to the square below, there you go. Take up some sticks. You've put 3 down now, so you haven't got sticks anymore. You got this.
I think so. Right, there you go.
There
Sticks.
you go.
Yeah.
Take your sticks.
Yeah.
And once you've got some sticks, clear out the planks.
Yeah. Okay.
And like we did with the pickaxe, I want you to put the sticks into the 2 positions in the bottom half of the middle line. So in that one and the one above.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And instead of putting 3 across the top. I want you to put 1 in the middle and 1 to 1 a cobblestone, 1 in the middle at the top, and 1 to one side of it. Doesn't matter. Let's go right hand side at the top.
At the top.
And clear the other cobblestone out the bottom one. Now, what have you got?
A stone hole.
Okay, don't do that. But what I want you to do is take some of your cobblestone.
Yeah.
Let's go from that one. Put a
Yeah.
few bits in that top bit, and now not put it along the top. I want you to put it below where you've got 6 cobblestone.
Okay.
You've now, that's the one.
Oh,
That's what
right.
we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got an axe. If you take the axe and you put it in your bottom section of your inventory, instead of the egg, maybe, or the bones, whatever, and then come out of your crafting table. And now go to the wood of the trees near you and use your axe.
Oh, this is going to get those trees down quickly, isn't it?
Much quicker than we were doing it. They're behind you. There you go.
Yeah, they are. Right. Here we go.
Go and hit those down.
Oh, this is absolute.
That's right clicking. You need to. There you go. That's the one you need to do.
How much wood would Chris woodchuck? Yeah.
Indeed, quite a lot of wood woodchuck wood. If the wood could chuck wood.
Has the egg come in handy yet? I don't know. Not yet. I don't think, Llama. Green potato.
That was easier though, wasn't it?
Green potato nerd. Welcome in. Appreciate the follow, my friend. Very kind indeed.
That was definitely easier to get that bit of wood though, wasn't it?
Oh, much easier. Much
So
easier.
I would continue to do that. I'd go and find some more of a similar type of wood.
Yeah.
And chop those bits down if you can find them around in other trees.
Oh, there's one there.
There it is.
Perfect. Yeah. How are you, Llama, by the way? It's a pleasure to see you in. Hope you're well. Sigurd's in as well, which is lovely. We're seeing some of the old regulars coming in, seeing something slightly different from the FM stream, obviously.
There you go.
I was going to try and work out how to explain this to the youngster tomorrow, but I think I might be all right with it.
But I'd continue to get a bit more wood.
Yeah.
What I would say now is that because we've got a food source, it's limited at the moment to a few bits of mutton, but we have got a few bits. And because we've got a bed and because we've got a couple of tools, Minecraft becomes not a sprinty kind of game, but a marathony type of game. You just got to chill out with it a little bit and accept it's going to take you 10 minutes to get a bunch of wood together.
Right.
But enjoy the process, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would continue for a little while just getting some of this type of wood together, just so we've got a bit more of an amount of it in our inventory.
Lovely. Llama, I'm glad to hear that everything's good at the minute, man. Very kind of you to ask about Team Jameson. Team Jameson are doing well also. We're hanging in there. We're doing good things. As I say, we've got Eldest Jameson's been asking how to play Minecraft, so we've come to learn today. And my other thing is I'm definitely learning Pokemon. That's my new thing. We went to the pre-release of the latest card game last week. Twice actually, Kev. We went. And it was really, it was really, really good. Really good.
Don't
I'm not going to anger the bee. I'm not going to anger the bee.
It won't like it.
The intrusive thought was there. Going to hit the bee. But then I was like, no, I've seen my girl. I don't want to.
They can get rather angry, can bees, in this game if you hit them.
Yeah, I figured so. Like, I'm not after your honey, mate.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, not yet.
At a later point, who knows? Well, that's good. I mean, we've now got quite a few bits of wood, and you might want to use your axe and go and introduce your axe to the sheep.
Oh, that's much more effective. Oh, God.
You see,
honestly,
we're progressing, Tony. We're progressing.
This is better. Oh, you know what? Like, well, at first, I just had a brick to hit them with. Now I've got like an actual axe.
Yep.
Right. I'm terribly sorry, by the way, if anyone who's now sitting there thinking, "Oh, the carnage." Yeah, you know what? It was me or the sheep, right? Okay.
But of course, the great thing now is that we've got some more raw mutton, and if we can find some more coal at some point, we can cook that up and continue to improve our food source.
Oh yeah.
But then, at a later point, if we do decide we've found the ideal place that you can put a bed down Don't go and hit the beehive because the bees.
I was,
won't like it
I
at
was
this
just trying to
point.
work out what that was because I saw dripping and I thought,
Yeah,
is that?
they won't
is that,
be happy.
No, that is definitely honey.
Yeah, for now. I mean, there are mechanisms in which we can gather those sorts of things later in the game, but not for now.
Yeah.
But basically, once
Okay.
we decide where we're going to put a bed down permanently, or if we build a dirt hut or something and put a bed in it,
Yeah.
at that point, you can create out of your wood some fence panels and create a little pen and lure some sheep into it and breed the sheep so you've got a constant source of food, for example.
Really? Oh, that's quite
Yeah.
cool.
So you can create farms for animals or farms for some crops that you might find around. In and around the world, there are pre-made villages that the game has made with villagers in them.
Yeah.
And they can have crop farms that you can take a few bits out of and then take back to your base and grow your own crops. So you could have sources of carrots, beetroot, potatoes, wheat. And
Yeah.
you can use that to feed some of your animals or feed yourself, etc., as another sustainable food source. And gradually you can see how having a base of operations, a couple of little crop farms, a little pen with some animals in it that you can breed,
Yeah.
you begin to become self-sustainable. And you don't have to go as far to look for food sources or you know, whatever the case may be. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It does make sense. I like it.
Excellent. Yeah.
Right.
So
So if I'm,
I think if go on.
so I was gonna say, so if I explain this to Elders Jameson tomorrow, first thing we do, let's if I recap with a little bit, with quite a bit of time still on the stream left. So
Yep.
I start off. I want to be starting to look for sticks first of all. That's what I want to
Yep.
be doing. Is I want to start looking for logs, looking for wood. I want to then look for some. What the hell? Oh, it's a bee. I want to be. I thought it was a lion. At first, it just came charged. I was like, oh no, it's a bee. Right. I want to get some logs.
Yep.
Then I want to turn them into sticks and make my crafting table.
Yep.
And then when I get a bed, I want to find a sheep, 3 sheep actually.
Yeah.
And then work out how to make me bed. And at that point, we just go wandering, and we try and set ourselves up. Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. And then also don't die with the zombies.
Pretty much. So whenever you jump into a new world, the quickest
Look at that
thing.
place.
Yeah, that's
Stalagmites and stalactites.
Stalactites, indeed. You can go and collect them, and they become a little bit useful later in the game as well for a couple of mechanics that they've got. But they're also just a decorative thing as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever you jump into a brand new Minecraft world, the thing to always think is planks of wood and wool from sheep are your #1 priority to get yourself a bed.
Right.
The minute you get a bed, it means you can avoid the night and then go on a little bit of a journey to find what's around you and identify where you might want to put yourself more permanently. That's the basic starting point of Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's the actual mission? What's the overall goal of this? Even Brazilian Fury, by the way, even Karazar.
So once you are set up in the sense of you've got a small little base and you've got some crops and you've got an animal pen, what I would then suggest you would need to do is potentially set up some mining. And we won't do much of that just at the moment because I don't think you're quite equipped for it necessarily just at the moment. But you would dig to various levels and then dig along that level and look for particular ores like iron, like copper, like gold, like diamonds, for example, and collect some ore. And in doing that, you can then make stuff, for example, out of your iron or your diamonds. If you get enough, you can make a full set of armor to wear out of them. And it makes you tougher when you come up against enemies. And you can then make iron pickaxes or diamond pickaxes and swords and axes, etc., and make yourself better against certain things. And ultimately, doing that plus a couple of other mechanics where you can put enchantments onto some of your items in the future when you've set up a particular enchanting area. But once you've got all of that going, the ultimate aim, and the mechanic to finding it is tricky, but the ultimate aim is to go to a place called the End. And you have to find a specific portal in this world which will take you to the End, and in it you will find the Ender Dragon, and you have to defeat the Ender Dragon, and that is, in theory, the big boss fight of Minecraft. But it takes quite a bit of time to kit yourself up to be able to stand much of a chance against it, and it will take a bit of finding, but ultimately that is your ultimate aim, really. But what I would say about the joy of Minecraft is, even once you've done that, there is so many other things you can do if you just want to carry on living in the world. For example, in my current world that I've got, we haven't been welcomed by a creeper yet. Do you know what a creeper is?
No. Okay. A hangover is probably the only reference I've got of a creeper.
It's a green beast that is about 2-3 blocks high. Okay. 2 blocks high, and it will chase you down like the zombies and the skeletons do, but rather than hitting you like the zombies do, or rather than shooting you with their bow like the skeleton does, the creeper, when it gets close to you, will literally explode and try and hurt you through exploding itself. That is a creeper.
So like a suicide?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Absolutely. We haven't seen one yet, but they come out at night just like the skeletons and the zombies do, etc. So they are to be avoided if possible. But, and this is the great thing, once you get further into the game is complicated enough that if you can create a spawning area for those creepers specifically, and there is a mechanic to do that, you can funnel them into a particular area, kill them without them killing you, take the gunpowder that then drops because they're an exploding creature, make fireworks out of it, and having killed the Ender Dragon, there is a section in the end where you can find wings, and you can now use the rockets to propel yourself and fly around the world as a mechanism of travel. There are lots and lots of things you can do in this game as you progress, but the basics of Minecraft: find a way to get rid of the night if you can, find yourself a home, create yourself a sustainable level of food.
God, look at this.
Create crops. Interact with some of the surrounding structures like the villages and a few other there's a desert area that has a particular desert temple in it. There's a jungle area that has a jungle temple in it. There are lots of things to investigate, and as you go through, you pick up extra bits that increase what you're capable of, eventually leading you to the Ender Dragon.
Or as Llama says, just start a fireworks shop.
Or just start a fireworks shop, absolutely.
This looks cool as well, by the way.
It's incredibly dangerous if you were to fall down into it, but it does look
100%. But aesthetically, it looks beautiful.
Indeed, absolutely.
Most things that look beautiful tend to be dangerous. I mean, that little cavern over there is screaming danger, you know. But everything else, I mean,
So the thing that's different on the version that I play, because I play on Bedrock and this is Java, one of the differences is you've fallen down the hole that you created. On Bedrock, on the screen, you can have your coordinates, and your coordinates will tell you when you move along a line, it will, count the blocks and tell you where you are, but it will also tell you how high in the world you are. Right. Because where you're currently stood might be, let's take a rough guess and say we're at level 80 of your world. Maybe. Don't know if we are, but it could be. Just a random number. You might be stood on block 80. So if you were to dig down, don't do it, because if you just dig straight down, you're likely to fall into a very big cave or something and hurt yourself. But if you were to dig down, in theory, 80 blocks below you is level 0. And if you were to continue to dig down, you can get down to, I think it's about minus 60 is the lowest point you can get to before you hit a thing called bedrock. which is an unbreakable block that the game puts there, so you can't go down any further. But between level 80 and level minus 60, there are... Oh, there's a dog. Don't hit the dog, he'll hit you back.
I won't, I've already axed him.
Fair enough. I think you lost your axe, though, by hitting too many things with it. So it degraded, and now you have to go and make yourself a new one if you want a new one, basically. Or just use your pickaxe for now. But yeah, so between level 80 and level minus 60 are various levels of different stone types. So you start off with the smooth stone like we've already seen, and it will transition through things like andesite and diorite and granite down into different types of stone the further down you go that are harder to mine up, for example. And it's right down, for example, at about minus 57. If you were to get down to minus 57 and then a mine along on that particular level, that's the sort of level where you might find diamonds. And if you find diamonds, they are the best thing primarily. There are additional stuff later, but primarily they're the best thing you can make your armor or your pickaxe or your axe or your sword out of, to make it as durable and as impactful as you can, basically. But to get down to that level can be a little bit challenging, and not something we need to be thinking about how to do that on the first stream of Minecraft, basically. But you can see that there are lots of things you still can do to improve yourself.
Right, okay, so digging for diamonds is probably like stream 3 or something, I'm guessing. Yeah,
potentially so. I mean, we can definitely, in a couple of streams time, if you were to continue to stream this, you could definitely set up a safe way to get down to these levels and find a way to then mine these areas out. Absolutely. It's not always easy, and sometimes it's, you know, you get unlucky that the bit where you really want to dig opens up beneath you into a massive cave, and therefore kind of negates what you can do there, really. But if you're lucky and you can get all the way down to, let's say, minus 57, then there are ways in which you can then set up mines, and it will be things like, off the top of my head, these are probably wrong, but if you think that at level 16 you might find iron, and at level 0 you might find gold, and at level minus 58 you might find diamonds. You can find some of the other things in and around there too, but that's where these things are more prevalent. You can set up a mining system with a ladder going all the way down to the bottom once you've dug it out, and you can get off the ladder at various levels to go and mine various things, if that makes sense. And that's the way you improve the quality of, you know, the blocks that you use for the equipment that you've got and the armor that you have. So you can, if you were to kill cows, you can potentially get leather armor. From the you get leather from the cows, and you can make it into leather armor. We've already seen that if you go into the caves and you get iron, or we haven't seen it, but if you go and get iron, you can make iron armor. If you go and get diamonds, you can make diamond armor, and each of those progressively gets better in terms of how much they protect you. So there's always a way you can improve your character and the things that they've got, because at the moment you are not wearing any armor. You've got stone tools, and you're still very vulnerable to things, but that will change over time the more you play. You've just picked up some sugar cane. And the significance of sugarcane is, if you make a sugarcane farm and collect lots of it, eventually you can turn the sugarcane into paper, and with some leather from the cows you can bind the paper and make books. And there are ways in which you can use those in an enchanting table, which we're nowhere near able to get yet, but at some point we'd be able to. You could use those and enchant books and enchant items and improve the equipment because of the enchantments that you put on them. So there's loads of ways in which you can improve your person and the things that they've got at their disposal.
Okay, that makes sense. Right. I need to I need to redo my axe, don't I? I need to get another axe.
You do. Yeah, you need to go back into your crafting table in the daytime. I wouldn't do it now because it's just about to go to night time. But if you put your crafting table back down and go back in there, you've still got some cobblestone. You've still got a ton of wood now because we collected a load.
Yeah.
And you can go and make another axe.
Okay, so oak log into there.
I think you put your crafting table down somewhere and didn't pick it back up again, potentially.
I think you're probably right.
Sitting somewhere, so I would make another one, absolutely.
Okay,
so what you need to do is you need to go and put them all in one spot and take out planks. For now, if you put all of your logs into one spot and then click on that to get some planks.
Okay, and remove that. Oops.
And then you can use the planks to go and get your crafting table. By putting one in each. There you go.
Right, there, crafting table, right, okay, cool. So then crafting table goes down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now you go in there and you
Get yourself in there, and I want to
get your sticks and put them in the bottom middle 2 spots.
These two.
Yep. In the center point, one on top of the other rather than side by side. There you go.
Yeah.
And then you need 3 bits of cobble, 1 on top and then 2 down the side. One on top of the sticks at the top, and then 2 down the side. And that creates the axe.
Lovely.
And you've got another axe to use.
Yeah, excellent. Can I ever have too many things?
Yes, if you go back into your inventory, that's as much as you can carry.
Yeah.
Those boxes there, basically.
So things that I need to be getting rid of. Is there anything I need to get rid of there? Then when
I mean, at this point you're okay, but if it became too full, for example, you've currently got 2 different types of flowers in there that you're not going to do much with. You've got a couple of eggs that you're not really going to do much with at the moment. You've got a wooden pickaxe that you don't necessarily need if you've now moved on to stone pickaxes, for example. So you could, in theory, just drop those out of your inventory.
Got you.
Basically. If you needed to, but at the moment you're okay because you've still got some space.
What's my green thing going across the bottom where it says 3?
That is your experience points.
Oh, right, okay.
You basically pick up experience points for doing most things in the game, but they're quite small sometimes, the amounts that you get. But for example, do you remember the dungeon that we found?
Yeah.
That we didn't investigate because it would have been slightly problematic had we done so at that point. But in the middle of that is a spawner. And what you can do is you can build a structure around that enables whatever the spawning mob is to spawn, and it could be skeletons, spiders, or zombies. Yeah. And you can funnel them in a particular area that's safe. And then you can use your sword and hit them to kill them, and they can't get to you because of how you've set it up. And that is a continual source of experience points, because the more you kill, the more experience points you get. And once you get from your current level of 3, because you're only just starting out, but if you get up to level 30, and you've got an enchanting table and a full setup of enchanting stuff, you can use your experience points to add enchantments to your weapons or your armor, etc. It costs you your experience points to do it.
Right, okay.
So finding a renewable source of experience points can be quite useful, hence why the dungeon would be useful later in the game when you can set it up safely to get a constant supply of a mob that you can always kill and get experience points.
Got you.
Okay. So that's where that comes into the game.
Is that more magic cobbles over here as well, is it?
That's just stone or gravel over there.
General stone and gravel. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So my magic stone's round the corner in it.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Where do I need to go now? What do I need to do now? Because I feel I'm just. I know you're saying that there's bits where it's like you've got to just, you can wait for a bit and not really do a great deal, but I'm just trying to work out.
It's not even that. I mean, there's a structure over there, I think, if you look ahead of you, there's a couple of red
This
blocks.
sort of
and a
red
black
blocks,
block.
yeah.
If you go and
Yeah.
investigate that, that's something we can talk about.
Okay.
Let's go and see what it is. I mean, you have to be a little bit careful here because you might be about
Is
to
this the thing that was on
investigate
lava?
Yes,
burning,
possibly.
yeah.
Those orangey blocks, if you stand on them, they will burn you. Not
Yeah.
massively so, but it's ideal not to stand on them.
Yes, Murph,
The
how
red-
are we? Hit the bee's
red
nest.
The red blocks are perfectly okay to stand on, just so
Yeah.
you know. So you can go and investigate it, just don't stand on the orange blocks.
Right, okay.
So if we
What
go
are these
for a
red
bit-
blocks? I presume it's not crushed velvet.
No,
It's not red carpet.
not.
It's not like our film premiere has just finished, I'm guessing.
So the way that I will describe the red blocks to you is that if you look at the black blocks up ahead of you, there.
Yeah.
If you were to complete that in terms of have a complete square of black blocks and nothing in the middle, you can light up what they call a nether portal. And if you were to then go through the nether portal, which would be inside those black blocks if you lit it up, you would transport to a different part of your Minecraft universe called the nether. And ultimately, the nether is basically Minecraft hell. It's full of fire and brimstone and even more icky creatures and some other structures, and it's a bit more lethal if you go into it, but there are some benefits to going into it once you are meaty enough to deal with it. And those red blocks are a bit of the nether bleeding through to this world, because that's basically the flooring you'll find in a lot of the nether.
Right.
It's not a place I would advise you to go to necessarily in stream number 1, although Murph does.
I was going to say, Murph seems very much like he suggested we go the nether.
But see, Murph wants you to die, Tony.
I've already died twice, Murph, so I'm holding out for hopefully not dying again before the end of this stream. I mean, is 2 deaths in a couple of hours? Is that reasonable, or should I have died more?
Incredibly good. You probably should have died more. If I'd have left you to your own devices, I suspect you would have a bit.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Probably.
So the thing that you're seeing in front of you is a ruined version of a nether portal. There are reasons to want to go to the nether later on in the game, but just not at the moment, and you can't go there just at the moment anyway. But yeah, that's what that structure is. Now, if you go around the outside of that structure, you might find that there is a wooden chest in and around it somewhere.
There is a wooden chest.
If you go and look in the wooden chest, let's see what's inside it. Yep. Don't hit it. Oh, you could hit it. You picked everything up that was in the wooden chest. You could have opened the wooden chest rather than hit it. But if you go into your inventory...
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm like, Kev.
See,
I'm a bit heavy-handed. A golden hoe.
See, you've got a golden hoe.
Just like 90s wrestling.
You've picked up a couple of the black blocks next to it. They're called obsidian. That's what you would help to use to make a portal. You've picked up the chest itself. You've also picked up a couple of other bits. If you move to the left-hand side on that level of your inventory, next to the black blocks, iron nuggets,
flint and steel, and fire charge.
And a fire charge. Now, the fire charge I don't particularly find useful myself, but other people will. But the flint and steel is what you would use to light a portal once you've made it. The black blocks of obsidian are what you make the portal out of. The iron nuggets can be molded into iron ingots and then made into things. The hoe is for your crop farms when you need to sort out some of your crop farms later, when you've got a little homestead sorted out and you want to do some crop farming. And the chest you can put down when you're settled and put all of this stuff in your inventory into the chest instead and hold it there.
Oh, right,
okay. A storage item. I think you might want to come out of that now and just see whether we're in the daytime or the night time, just to see where we are. We're still in the daytime. So that's fine.
Fair play for Llama, by the way, for showing I'm a fire charger, twisted fire charger. Beautiful. Well played, Llama.
That is very good. So yeah, that is an entrance to Minecraft Hell. Pretty much.
Yeah. Maybe not this stream. Maybe
not this stream. No. Another stream, definitely.
I've got a feeling that if we were doing a long-standing, like a 12-hour or something, or a charity stream, I'm guessing we're going to Minecraft hell many times.
Oh, I would imagine so.
Yeah. Ian says maybe next week. Yeah, maybe next week. What's this?
Yeah, maybe next week. That's another egg. Yeah, because the chickens are laying.
Of course, the chickens are laying eggs.
And
yes, chickens. Oh, hang on. What's that big white square there? Is that the sun?
That's the sun.
Right. Okay.
So if you see that the sun is going down, if you were to turn directly round behind you, will be the moon rising, basically in that direction when it's being seen. So it's a demonstration that you're going to be in darkness in a minute, so you need to put your bed down and go to sleep.
Yeah, and get that bed out right. Where's my bed? Okay. Murph is definitely a big fan of the idea of an online server.
Bed.
I have dropped
trying to put it outside of your inventory, basically, rather than on the bottom part of your inventory.
Why can't I put it on the bottom part of my inventory? Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's just that bottom part there. Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Now you need to put that down quickly and sleep because it's getting dark.
Right, Murph. If this is a thing that we can do, then let's ice bucket challenge. What? I don't want an ice bucket challenge. Right, maybe we do a thing. Maybe. Bear in mind, Tony, that one thing I will tell you about the FM community and playing Minecraft together, some of them can be quite mean when you're playing with each other. Oh,
I bet they do to you.
I bet they are as well. I bet they are.
Some of them. I didn't say all of them, but I said some of them.
I mean, most of them. If I'm involved, I'm guessing most.
Especially Kev. Thanks, Jeb.
Yeah.
I've never thanks Kev, says Murph. Yes, good. Right.
Jebru's here as well. Welcome in, Jebru. How are you, buddy?
So what I would suggest, Tony, is this is not necessarily the world that you need to have to play with your kids, for example. This is purely your own world to learn. So the freedom here is to go in any direction you want to go in and investigate anything you want to investigate because it's your world and you can do it, basically. So have at it for a while, pick a direction and let's head off, because even if we can't come back and necessarily set up exactly where we thought we were going to and stuff, it doesn't really matter in this world because this is your trial world of just learning stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
But if for example I put it on next week or whatever, would I don't want to load up another world.
No.
I want to jump back into this, right?
Absolutely, you can keep this world and play, and you and I can come back to play this if you want to, or you can do it on your own live stream next week. You can save the world, absolutely, but it's not necessarily the one you'd want to bring your kids into because they wouldn't get the actual start of the game because you've already progressed a bit.
Right.
Start
So
a different
brand
world
new one
for them to play in, basically.
So Llama's asking there then, would you recommend creative mode straight away?
Not massively. I mean, for kids, maybe a little bit.
What's
but there is just darkness probably. But go and investigate, see what happens. There's another option, Llama and Tony as well. Other than being either survival or creative, you can pick survival and then make it what they call a peaceful world. So the things are still out and about, like the skeletons and the zombies and stuff, but they don't actually come and do any damage to the characters. They're just in the world and they're not aggressive towards you. That's in the survival version of Minecraft, that's called a peaceful world. If you were to create a creative world, it gives you basically a flat place of the grass that we can see in front of us, but it's literally flat. And it gives you access in your inventory to literally every block in the game. You don't have to unlock anything, it's already there. And it's a place where you can go and put down blocks and look at color schemes or look at a building you want to build and create it in an easier place. And then once you've built it there, you've got an idea as to what you want to build on your actual world, and you can then build it on your world knowing roughly what you're doing. So it is a creative process place rather than a place to go and play necessarily for kids. I would still say put them on a peaceful survival world, and they will still understand that there are creatures around that can't do them any harm at the moment, but it will give them a better feel of the terrain of Minecraft and the things you can do in the actual game, is my thought. If anybody in the chat disagrees with that, let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I feel as though we're going back towards places where we've already been. Yeah, but let's do it. In fact, actually, let's go over here possibly.
So just to put the context of how big this world actually is, there is a group of YouTubers that I watch that play Minecraft together, and it's called Hermitcraft. And they are the bigger members of the Minecraft community in a lot of senses, and they're a communal group that play together on the same server. Recently, in their most recent series,
I'm staying away from this big dark cave. Yeah.
They have been deliberately exiling a couple of players for various reasons you don't need to know about. And the mechanic that they've used is to push them basically in one go. There is your dungeon that we spotted. They pushed them to the edge of the world, which was literally 30 million blocks away from where they spawned.
Right, and just to confirm, this is one block.
Yes.
Wow.
And they exiled these people there, and there was no mechanism for them to get back. Now, there will be at some point in the way that they play, they create storylines and other bits and pieces, and there'll be a way in which these people will come back to the normal stuff at some point. But they got pushed to the edge of the world, and it was 30 million blocks away. You cannot walk that far very easily in Minecraft. So you can go in any direction and it will basically feel like a never-ending world pretty much. And then you can do the same in the Minecraft Nether, the hell. And you can basically do the same in the end, which is where the dragon is in as well. It is a massive game. Now, what I would say is within the context of it being massive, there is a lot of repetition in the sense of, in this particular area of Minecraft, which we call the overworld, there are lots of what you currently see, and there are jungles and deserts and savanna biomes and a thing called the Badlands, which is lots of red terracotta, a bit like the sort of Wild West look to things. There's lots of those biomes. And all you will do is, if you head off in one direction, you will keep going through similar types of biome, but obviously they'll all be generated slightly differently and look different. But it's not like 30 million blocks of uniqueness. It's repeating patterns for 30 million blocks. And within that, you get desert temples, you get jungle temples, you get woodland mansions, you get villages. You get under the ground, there are things called trial chambers. The coloured bits in those stones are bits of copper. And if you get...
Is that good?
I'm not sure whether it's your stone pickaxe that will pick them up, or whether it's... it won't be your axe, it will be your pickaxe that you need to use. But I'm not sure whether it's your stone pickaxe or whether it would be an iron pickaxe that gives it to you or not. You see, it's disintegrated it and given you the block, so you can pick up the copper bits now.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Copper has its uses. It's a little bit of a decorative block. It has some uses, but it's not the most useful thing, and you can get quite a lot of it quite easily. One thing I would say is you're not picking it up. And
No,
why are you not picking it up?
Because I'm above it.
No.
I've got too many things.
You got too many things.
Right, okay, so let's get rid of cornflower.
Yep, you can replace the cornflower with the copper, basically.
Yeah, which I think I've done there,
let it drop and it will go.
Yeah.
But of course, if you drop things at your feet,
Then I'm going to stand on it and I'm going to pick it again, aren't I?
And you'll pick it up again, basically. So you could throw it over the edge if you're brave enough to do it.
Yeah.
And it'll drop down and away from you. But now you've got copper rather than the blue flower in your inventory.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
It's not the most useful thing, but it has some uses later on a little bit. But it's much more valuable to get iron.
Some more coal. Oh, this is the stalagmite.
Some more coal is always useful. Always useful.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to get over there, but that looks very much
you
like
should be able to just
go
walk
across.
down there. I think the floor is perfectly solid, isn't it, to get down to that coal? I think so.
No. That's in the sky, isn't it? So I've got to mine through that bit of.
Well, what you could do is walk down to it, so you're stood a little bit sort of to one side but below it, and then pillar up on your cobblestone to get to the height you want.
Do you reckon?
You could do. Or the dirt that you've got in your inventory, for example. You could use that to pillar up. So if you stand where you are and look at the floor, and directly on the block that you're directly on,
what have I just knocked off there?
That's the stalagmite or stalactite that you knocked off the ceiling and it's fallen to the floor, and you can now pick it up if you have the inventory space.
Do I need?
It's more useful than a flower at this point. It has some uses. I wouldn't worry too much about
sapling
it at the moment.
or wheat seeds. What would
the
you be
wheat
getting rid of?
seeds, you can get them from all sorts of places, so you don't need to keep them necessarily. But just by dropping them, you'll now probably put them in the same spot as the stalagmite, so it might be that you now still can't pick it up because you've picked up the seeds again instead.
Oh, I've done the same thing, yeah. How do I throw them? Oh, yeah.
Now you can drop them. But what I need you to do is pay attention to the darkness, because I think it's just about to turn a little bit dark.
Right.
And so put your bed down and sleep the night through.
Okay. Excellent.
And then you can't put it in that spot. You have to have two spots, remember, that's free, that you're not stood on. There you go. You have to. There you go. That's it.
That's it. Right. Okay. Kev, can Tony last 100 days in hardcore yet? I think we all know the answer to that, don't we?
I don't think I can do that, let alone him. What I want you to do is I want you to find where the coal was over there, and I want you to go and move down a couple of blocks closer to it. I want you to pick your dirt, which is third in from the left on your inventory.
Yeah.
I want you to look at the floor. Literally look right down directly on the block that you're stood on. And at the same point, I want you to simultaneously jump into the air and place your dirt block.
So that's with the...
And keep repeating the process. And now you're at the level of the coal. Don't fall off the dirt block. Don't jump anymore. But you're now at the level of the coal. You can now hit the coal and take all of that. Not with your axe, do it with a pickaxe. And then after you've...
pickaxe, aren't we?
Potentially in a minute, yes. And after you've finished taking all of this lot out...
Oh, what's all this?
There was some water behind it, so it's just you've released the water, so it's now going to flow down.
Get me to NASA. I've hit running natural water.
Now if you look back down again onto the dirt... and actually cursor on the dirt, you can now pick up the dirt that you were using, and it's just a way of getting to a few bits that you need to.
Oh, excellent! Is that lava?
It's not lava itself. There is lava in the game. It's a different type of block that's got a little bit of lava in it. It's lava rock, basically.
Right. Okay.
So if you were to find actual lava in the game and it was in a square and you stood on it, you would sink down into the lava and it would burn you.
Yeah.
On this one, it's solid enough that you stay stood on top of it, but it still does burn you a bit.
Right. Okay. So I could just smash it.
You could just leave it there if you like. It will just despawn. If you leave a block floating there after 5 minutes of game time, if nobody's picked it up, it will just disintegrate and disappear.
Right. Okay. Basically. Well, I do like the fact I've created a waterfall. That's good.
Lovely. Absolutely. Very picturesque.
Yeah. I think so.
You'll try and Again, it was you couldn't do that block because you were using your axe
I
rather
was
than
using
your
the wrong one, wasn't I? Okay.
You've
so-
also identified, if you go and look at where the water that you created is now flowing down to, if you look below and see where it's going down to,
Yeah.
that is a mechanism you can use when you're a little bit more proficient about how to move around the world, where you can basically set a pillar of water by putting some water at the top of a hole.
Yeah.
And use that to float down to the bottom of the hole, do what you need to do, and then swim back up the hole, up the pillar of water, and get out again. Basically.
Nice.
And to do that in the best way, you would need a bucket, and to get a bucket, you need to collect iron. And so, again, you can see that there are mechanisms in which we've still got a lot of things we can go and collect and do. If you fall off of there, you will die.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm getting. I'm moving. Right, I don't want to be there.
But if we can find iron at some point, and you can find enough of
Bats.
it, you can create things. Yep, because there's a cave nearby. There'll be bats around.
Right. Okay.
You can create a bucket, and bucket you can hold water in, and water you can do stuff with, basically.
Oh.
So you took a little bit of damage
Yeah,
there.
that's a
One,
little bit.
because you dropped a few blocks, but two, you also dropped onto some spiky bits, and they are particularly a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, really, is it?
It didn't help necessarily. But there's more coal there.
Bit more coal.
Yeah. Make sure you get your pickaxe out rather than your axe.
I need to make another pickaxe, don't I?
For now, you can use this one until it just completely dies. If you use your wooden one, it might not pick up the coal.
Yeah, right.
I would select this one.
At least I know what a bat is. Yeah, yeah. No, there's no fooling me, Murph. I know what a bat is. I mean, I did. What animal did I get mixed up with? It was the cow, wasn't it?
That was the last bit of your pickaxe.
Cow and a horse.
So now,
yeah.
I would suggest making another stone pickaxe.
Right.
So,
Okay. So
I'm not going to help you do that. I'm going to see if you can remember how we did that.
I need to get 3. I need to make a crafting table, don't I? Okay. So
it's one of the things you've done a couple of times now is put a crafting table down and not remembered to pick it back up again and walked away and left it there.
Yeah, but really, Kev, I'm a little bit fast fashion, aren't I, in this sense? So I've come from the IKEA school of
yeah, indeed. So yes, now you have
things.
to create a crafting table again, so you can.
Right. Okay. So there's me planks. There's me table. Right. Okay.
Let's see how you get on.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you do that.
It seems to. Hang on. It's getting a bit wet.
Yeah, it's raining.
Yeah.
That's a shame, isn't it?
I mean, it's.
It doesn't really make too much of a difference, other than, of course, if the sun has gone behind some clouds because it's now raining, it is possible that the mobs might come out in the daytime because it's now not as light as it was.
Yeah.
Possible. Not always, but possible.
I'm making the wrong one. I'm making a stone one. Is that a pickaxe or that's an axe?
You want it to be stone, but yes, which one are you wanting to make?
That one?
There you go.
I think it's that, innit?
It is.
Oh, look at this. Oh, we're cooking with gas, everyone, but not actually.
Pro Minecrafting moves. Do you want to investigate the little cave that we're stood in the entrance of?
I do, but also I'm conscious about the fact that the meanies might be around.
They might be, but you might not be able to sleep even if it's raining necessarily.
Oh, Kev, I can sleep. I can
night
sleep
time.
easily. Don't worry about me, mate. I can fall asleep. Literally, probably need to move this, or don't I? Right,
it would be good to take it with you, I think.
How do I pick it up? No, just smash it.
With your axe. There you go.
Right, cool, excellent.
Now,
If TJ keeps doing it enough, eventually I have crafting tables all over the shop. He's playing the long game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to go into the cave rather than out of the cave. Not that cave, the one that's now behind us.
This one?
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, where's my torch?
You got some torches, so click on a torch and then click it against a wall. Right click it on a wall. There you go. You've placed a torch. And now it's lit up the surrounding area for you. And it's only a very small area. This is the sort of thing that if you wanted to, if it was in a
Oh,
slightly more accessible area.
no. I can hear beasties.
You can hear beasties, can you?
I can hear growling.
I mean, they could be further in to the hillside that you're currently stood in, even though you can't get to them. They might be behind a few blocks of the stone in another cave area or something. So
Right, okay.
they're just there, or it might be that they're somewhere that they can get to. Maybe.
Or maybe it's because of the
Sometimes
rain.
difficult to know. Possibly. Yeah.
Ah,
Possibly.
okay.
Could be above you, maybe, if they're spawning. Because
Even
the darkness is
Maggio,
too
welcome. As we're busy, you can see we're clearly Minecrafting at the minute. Will Sonia, nice to see you.
He's doing incredibly well. I mean, he's died a couple of times very early on, but
From
we've
that
improved.
moment,
Yeah, we've done all right. And now we're collecting material because we can.
yeah.
And we might as well.
Yeah, I mean, we would not have been able to do any of this without Kev's patience. I think is the best word.
I love this game, and I taught my siblings how to play it during lockdown, and we've been on a server with each other ever since. And have produced the most amazing things collectively now because they're all so proficient at it. But we all started somewhere, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Murph's already suggesting that we need to get another thing on the go. So it's like, I am easily convinced with things. So
You are, aren't you?
people have obviously worked this out about me before.
So the biggest issue I've got, and Murph knows this because we've talked about this before, is that. But basically, because I absolutely struggle to play mouse and keyboard games, I've always played Bedrock, not Java, because the controller support on Bedrock is better than the controller support on Java. But most people play on Java that are in the FM community and jump onto servers. So I don't feel as proficient at being able to play alongside them because I don't play mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
But if there is an opportunity, Tony, where they set up a Minecraft server, be it on Java or not, definitely take it. Because you'll be able to play alongside a bunch of other people, experience a bunch of new stuff in-game, see what some very experienced players are capable of producing as well, which is always really interesting. Lots of different mob farms and, dungeon XP farms and all sorts of amazing things.
Yeah. Cy Maggio's just trying to undersell it there by going, you're clearly overestimating the...
I don't think so. I was on the original Minecraft server, and some of the things that they produced in terms of just the Enderman farms that heal your pickaxes quickly and other bits and pieces are just very good. Now I've since learned a few bits and have used them myself here and there in my own worlds, but it's an amazing thing. And it's such a deep, long game if you want it to be. And the reason that I play it as much as I do is, one, because I enjoy the game. But once you get proficient at it, it's not a game that you have to pay attention to a story thread or lots of communication between people in the game. So it's not like if you play Red Dead Redemption, you have to listen to everything that everybody says to you and you have to follow the story. Here, I very rarely have much of my Minecraft sound on other than a few mob sounds, so I hear what things are approaching me. Other than that, I listen to audio books or I listen to podcasts or I have people's streams on in the background whilst I'm playing Minecraft. It's part of my experience, which is why I love it so much, because it enables me to do that more than most other games do. It's a bit like Football Manager in that sense. You don't need the sound of Football Manager. You can listen to other things. Minecraft is the same once you get proficient at it.
Yeah. I'm wondering how I've got myself to where I've got now, because I think I'm stuck. I don't know if this is my house side. I think I'm very much stuck in a cliff side at this point. Can I dive in that water?
You can, but there's still some coal to go and collect by your left-hand side. A little bit. It's worth having.
There is.
And once you've done that, you might find yourself that you're further down because you're digging stuff out and going further down. You can jump down to that level. It's only a couple of blocks. That's fine. And once you've taken all the coal out, yes, you can just dive into the water. As long as you're confident that you can actually hit the water and not a stone block by the side of it, for example, you can jump into water from any height and be perfectly fine.
Evening, good Jay. Nice to see you. Murph suggesting make a boat. I mean, I've only just learned how to make a pickaxe. And, I mean, and then I've just thrown it away.
He knows how to throw a pickaxe.
Yeah, which part of the crafting table is boat?
I mean, it's basically, I think you go into the crafting table with your planks and you create a U shape at the bottom of the 9-block crafting section, I think. And if you create the right U shape, I think you get a boat or something like that, I think.
Oh, right.
The other difference about Minecraft on Bedrock is that it's far easier to craft things, because you put a few bits and you go into your crafting area and it has a list of craftable things already on the screen. So if you've got the planks in your inventory, then it will already have a way in which you can craft a boat. You need to get out the water quickly. You're being hit by something in the water. You need to eat.
Yeah.
So go to your mutton now and eat as quickly as you can. Right click on it and hold it. There you go. That puts your haunches back up again in your hearts. I think there was something mean in the water that was hitting you,
so,
basically. But yeah, in Bedrock, it's easier to craft things, I think, than in Java. Because in Java, you seem to have to know the recipes. They call them recipes for things. I wouldn't investigate. I would walk away if I were you.
What the hell's that?
Get anywhere near you. It's a drowned with a trident.
I was going to say, what's mate?
Basically, it's mean.
And some little green dude there as well. This is a bad decision, wasn't it?
Not necessarily. If you get...
That's a green thing.
That's a zombie. It's coming for you, but it won't get to you. That's fine. It's got to go up water.
Can I get that trident?
You can't. No, it's not a renewable one that you can pick up. It's just one that they've thrown at you. It is down there somewhere, but if you jump in the water and literally just swim, you'll probably be okay. You just need to get away.
In which directions?
Really.
To where?
Straight
forward?
Yeah, anywhere over there. Keep going. And then... There you go. You're a bit further away. I wouldn't stay there. They can still hit you with their trident because you are that close.
Bat as well.
I wouldn't try and get the bat. There's no point to it.
Right, okay.
I wouldn't go to that. I would go to the other side where it's a little bit nicer to look at just at the moment.
Okay.
Because you need to eat again in a second. Are you enjoying Minecraft then, TJ, is the question from Goodja.
Do you know what? Yes. Yes, I am. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I'm having a nice time doing it. I sort of think I've been here this bit before. This is the blossoms.
Yeah, let's go up to the blossom tree, see what they're like up close.
Yeah.
Why not?
I tell you what I am enjoying though. I think my Minecraft teacher I'm a big fan of. I do feel as though that Kev is absolutely the right person to be taking me through this.
Communal gaming is fun, isn't it? It just is. If you get the right game, it's a great thing, you know.
I think so. Like, because I enjoyed the city skylines streams when I had them on for a little bit. I was like, right, that's cool. Like, we're learning a new game. And Salty was brilliant at explaining what was going on to me, and then obviously you've done the same here as well. And I just think that, you know, as you say, like, games are good. We should all play games together. We should play more games together. I think as a collective. And I know Murph and I have spoken about WWE. So yeah, I know there's only so many days in the week, but
of course,
there's obviously time to do other things.
Yeah. So this is one of the more recent additions in terms of trees that they've put in the game, and you can tell that it's a little bit more of a recent addition because they've got the falling petals. You can see them falling off the trees. That's quite a recent addition to the game. They are at the moment beginning to put new updates together for a new update drop, because this game gets updated quite a lot in comparison to some games. And in that update, they are beginning to show falling leaves on some of the more longer standing trees, let's say, that we've had in the game for many years, because they've never had falling leaves before. But it just, again, it's trying to add a little bit of atmosphere and a little bit of movement into what could be a pretty static world if you don't have these little things happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We know we know what people are like with things that don't progress visually.
Oh, indeed, absolutely.
People get really angry, don't they?
Very angry. So yeah, this is one of the slightly more recent ones. It's not the most recent one. There is a new area called the Pale Garden that has got sort of grey-toned trees in it. That is the most recent addition in terms of trees into the game, I think. But this was in the last few years, let's say. And a couple of times a year, they upgrade this game, update it, should I say, by adding all sorts of different features and new things into the game. And some of them are brilliant, and others of them are not particularly impactful, let's be truthful.
Yeah.
But still add variety and life to the world. So, for example, the one that they are about to release in the next month or two, I would imagine, whatever the next update, whenever that comes, they've made new versions of cows, sheep, pigs, chickens, etc., depending on whether they spawn in a cold biome or a warm biome, or what we would call a normal biome, for example. So you get different looks of them depending on where they spawn. And it's just things like that that just begin to develop the world, and so you're not looking at the same type of cow wherever you go, for example. They have variants. And that just improves the world you live in a bit, And
I think, as you say, if everything's individual and no two worlds are the same, then it's definitely a nice thing to have some extra little bits.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are these things? What are those orange blocks there?
They're pumpkins. They are square pumpkins, because everything is square in Minecraft, of course. But yes, they're square pumpkins. And again, if you were to collect them and then set up a base, you could then hit the pumpkins to get down to the seeds, and then plant the seeds and create more pumpkins for various reasons.
Do we like pumpkins in Minecraft?
I mean, they're perfectly okay. They're not one of the most amazing things in game, but you can do a couple of things with them that are semi-useful, let's say. So, always worth having, but probably not where they currently are over there. You can probably find them at other points in the game that are easier to get to. But the great thing, as you said, every world is unique. So the next time you spawn into a new world, you might literally be in the middle of a 2,000 block long desert. As your starting point, or it could be in a jungle, or it could be in a savanna with different types of tree, or there's so many different variants out there. There's no guarantees as to what you're going to spawn into when you first open up a new world.
So what have I? Does mine sort of seem like probably a ridiculous question? Does this seem like a sort of a straightforward world? Does this seem like
pretty much? This is cool. I couldn't tell you exactly. We're currently in the cherry blossom biome because of the trees that are there. But in the areas that we spawned in, we were in an oak forest to start off with. We've been on to a plains biome, which was the big area where underneath it we found that dungeon. But that top area is probably just a plains biome, because there wasn't much on that, was there? Really, just some grass. You've seen it's going to turn dark again in a little moment or two, so let's bear that in mind. Time to get a cow. There you go. Can you pick it up, though, is the question. Have you got enough space in your inventory? I don't think you have.
If I get rid of some saplings,
I'd put I mean, you could do. They're possibly slightly more useful than a couple of things in your, the rotten flesh, for example, is
rotten flesh
useful. Yeah.
Where have I got rotten flesh? This one?
That one.
Oh, there's got two. Yeah.
You need to put your bed down and sleep, because it's now dark.
Yeah, exactly.
You've dropped your bed rather than
bed, haven't I? Yeah.
And now you can't pick it up because you've got too many things in your inventory.
Rotten flesh, right? That can go.
Oh dear. This is the fun of Minecraft. Some of the mechanics can be a little bit janky until you get used to them, you know?
Raw beef that goes where?
You just drop it for now. You need to do that as quick as you can. Just drop it and then walk away from it so you're not picking it up again when you put your bed down. You need to walk away from that and then place your bed over there and then go and sleep in it. There we go.
Right.
Fantastic.
There we go. Done. Canrai is saying that we can sprint. I mean, yeah, maybe we can.
Oh, I mean, you
We
absolutely
probably can. We probably can, but at the minute, I think I'm very much learning to walk before I run. I think
you will use more of your energy up. It will diminish your hearts quicker. It will make you need to eat more. But once you've got a better source of food and you've got a whole stack of mutton in your hand or whatever, you can run till your heart's content then, because you can sustain yourself whilst doing it. So absolutely you can. And let's face it, most Minecrafters that have been playing the game for a while probably always sprint, just because you've got used to doing it. But it takes a moment to do it. Make sure you're using your pickaxe and not your axe.
And
then you need to go and
turns out the Canary because they're Norwich fans. That makes more sense there.
One thing that the people in the chat won't appreciate that I tell you, because it's quite funny when people discover that it's a bad thing. You should probably never get into the habit of digging the block that's directly underneath you.
Yeah, in case you get stuck, I'm guessing.
Well, because you might not have something beneath that, maybe, and it might open up into a very big cave or something, or it might have lava underneath it or whatever, and you might fall into those things and do yourself a lot of damage. So I would suggest never digging the bit that's directly below you. However funny it is when people do it and cause themselves some problems. I'm too nice, Tony, and I like you, so...
Oh, you're very kind. You're very kind, Kev. You're very kind. But you're right. I think that does make sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, one of the mechanisms that we talked about was digging out, at some point, a way to do some mining at different levels.
Yeah.
And one of the ways in which you can do it is if you were to carefully place yourself between two blocks, so 1 foot is on one block and 1 foot is on the other block, in theory, you can knock out one of those two blocks still standing on the other and dig down as far as you can on one side, see that it's safe to do it with the second side, and then dig that down as well. So you're doing it carefully rather than just on one block and maybe falling through the floor and dying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even that takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of equipment to then think, well, now that I've dug my really big hole, how do I get out of it without actually just putting the stone back in the hole again? And, ladders, Tony, ladders.
Oh, make ladders, yeah.
You can make ladders out of lots and lots of sticks. And if you make enough ladders, as you go down and you start digging out your 2x1 hole, then ultimately you can stick ladders to the wall. And so when you get to the bottom of the hole, you can then climb up the ladder to get back out again.
Okay, excellent. I like the sound of that as well. What's this red patch over here?
That is another... What you'll find
is that
with
another
Minecraft...
Is that another bit of ether? Is it?
It's the nether, yes.
Nether, sorry, not the nether.
Close. But yes, it is. But what you sometimes find with Minecraft, if you go back to the thought that there maybe is, 30 million blocks in any one direction, sometimes the terrain has been spawned in and created and it's a bit weird just because it's still a video game that's trying to do a lot of things and sometimes it gets it wrong, just because. So you get a few bits of weird terrain. So for example, there is a thing that we haven't investigated yet and it's not worth talking about specifically at the moment. There's a thing called a pillager outpost. And in the pillager outpost, there are people called pillagers that can be a bit mean and nasty. Very occasionally, you might find that you get a pillager outpost that's been put in the game by Minecraft but there was also attempting to be near it or alongside it a woodland mansion, and now you've got a pillager outpost in a woodland mansion, and it looks really odd because the two things don't go in each other. But
Right.
sometimes it happens because it's Minecraft and it's a bit weird. And it's
Okay.
complicated to actually just process everything in the best way possible sometimes. But
mean,
look
there
at
is
that.
a
I mean,
lot.
that's quite picturesque, isn't it?
Beautiful,
Really,
isn't it? There's a lot of blocks going on here, mind.
Absolutely, there is. There is. And if you think that we're still like at, let's say we're still at plus 90 or something, you can go right the way down to minus 60.
Wow.
So that's a lot of blocks that are below us. And in the ground, not only will you find things like the ores that you need to go and collect to make yourself better, you get structures underground. One of them being a newish thing in the last couple of years called a trial chamber. And that gives you lots of interesting puzzles to solve and bad guys to hit, and it's renewable and all sorts of, it's just a unique new structure they've put in that you can go and play about with. But there's also a thing called the deep dark, and the deep dark is usually found pretty much at the bottom of the world at like minus 50, let's say.
Yeah.
And the landscape of it is very different. I won't tell you about it. We'll investigate that, or you can investigate it at some point. But it has some unique properties, including a thing called the Warden. And the Warden is a unique monster that if you are down in the deep dark and you make too much noise, you can accidentally, by noise, summon the Warden. And if the Warden shows up, you really can't kill it. You have to find a way to escape it, and it will hunt you down, and it's quite challenging. Now, there's some more to it than that, but you can see that if we're sitting in this picturesque open world with lovely cherry blossoms and all that stuff, below us, there are some mean and nasty things potentially. But you do have to you have to go and investigate some of those to get everything out of this game, ultimately. But to do it, you need to be kitted out better than you currently are and not have stone axes. You need diamond axes with enchantments on them and all sorts of other bits and pieces.
Fair. So how long should it take me to get to that point, by the way? Because so Canary's suggesting that we can build over on the mountains as well. I don't know what I'm building, but is that not Greenbelt land?
So let me just tell you a couple of things that I've done in my time. I have, on the top of one of those hills, I've created a sort of Western type house with a bunch of stables and other bits and pieces. Sometimes I've dug into the side of the hill and created my own hobbit hole house, like you find in the Lord of the Rings. I've done those. They're quite fun. I've created a TARDIS from Doctor Who, where on the top of it you had a very small looking blue box, and if you stood in it, it dropped you through a little bit of water and then down a few stairs and opened up into an area that was actually below it, but makes it feel like you walked into the TARDIS, and it's now bigger on the inside than it was on the outside. My current thing is basically I found what they called a donut, which was a bunch of hills with a valley in the middle of it, and the hills went all the way around the outside, creating a donut. And inside the donut, I dug it out and flattened it out, and I've made a modern town with lots of buildings in it, and a theatre district, and a runway with a plane on the top of the hill. You can do all sorts of things. They don't all work. You can't get in the plane and ride it, but it's decorative and it adds to your world. But you can build anything.
Okay.
And the other aspect of this game that we haven't even mentioned yet, and it's not my strong point, but it is possible to do, is a thing called redstone. And deep in the world, you will find redstone as an ore to collect. And if you get it, it's kind of, think of it like the wiring for electrics. And if you've got, let's say you create a piston that can move in and out, right? You know what a piston is. It can move in and out. If you put a piston down and you put a line of redstone down, and at the other end of the redstone you put a switch on it and you press the switch, it will power the redstone and it will make the piston go back and forth. And you can use that in various farms to create things and to, let's say you wanted to observe something like your sugar cane growing. And the minute it grew to a height that was observed by another mechanic, the piston would automatically hit the sugar cane, knock it off the top of the sugar cane that's grown into some water. It would flow down a stream and you'd collect it in a chest. And now you've got an automatic sugarcane farm that you don't have to do anything with. But redstone can do that. You can do things like step on a pressure plate and the redstone initiates blocks moving, and you've now got a secret door that opens up in front of you because you've used redstone to move those blocks. I'm not very good at it. It's not something that's my expertise. I prefer just to build things and make things look aesthetically pleasing rather than technically workable. But you can do tons of stuff. You can make all sorts of things that move and do things for you. And again, if you think that we've now thought about mining and we've now thought about crop farming and we've thought about animal rearing and building and redstone to make things actually do something, and fighting the baddies and enchanting your gear to become bigger and bolder and better to eventually be able to go and beat up the Ender Dragon, for example. That's a lot of gaming mechanics to go through, and you can spend months in this game doing it.
Right. Okay.
Because
so that answers my question. Answers my question of are we streaming this again? I suppose really is the question. So what's the best way to do it then? Because if Murph's saying about creating like a big server thing, is that something that's viable? Is that something that's interesting? Is it interesting enough to go again? I feel like we've really scraped the surface, if that, haven't we?
You've literally scraped the surface. Absolutely, just that. The great thing about playing with other people is that there is infinite opportunities for content together as long as you find the right group of people, because the problem is that after 3 months, if nobody else wants to play it anymore, you are in a very lonely world that's got lots of other people's things in it, and ultimately you're on your own just faffing about doing your own thing. Minecraft can be a single player game if you want it to be. You have been in a single player world this evening. It can be a communal game if you want it to be. I'm on a communal realm with my siblings and a couple of friends of ours, and we've been playing together since the pandemic on a couple of different worlds, but we have been playing together, and every week we come back and we say, this is what I've achieved this week, or what I've advanced, or I've worked on this communal area, or whatever. Can we go off together and fight the Ender Dragon or whatever? There's communal ways in which you can play this game, but you have to find the right people to do it. But most of the time, I would suggest, even on a communal realm, you will probably be playing most of it on your own, doing your own thing within it, and occasionally coming together to do stuff together, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
So you'd all spawn in on the same square, and then you'd basically all pick a direction to go in and set your own stuff up in your own way, and then come back collectively to do, farms together, or make a dungeon that you can use as an XP farm, so somebody can set one of those up that you can all use, or whatever it might be. There's ways in which you can make it communal, but you'll probably still be playing a fair amount of it just in your own way.
Okay,
it's certainly doable, and it's good fun to do, absolutely. But what I would say is the FM ones that I've seen over the years usually have a relatively short shelf life, in the sense that you play for a couple of months, everybody, and then a few of them get bored and drift away, and it just becomes a bit nothingy after a while. Not always, but after a while. Whereas if you get the right people, like myself and my group that I'm with, we literally play every week together.
That becomes your thing. What's this blue thing though? It's
just another plant. One of them we threw away earlier, I think. So it's fine. You won't be able to pick it up. You've got too much stuff, I think, at the moment anyway.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
So, I mean, the thing about it, of course, is once you've got a collective group, a few things in game become more easy. If you've got 10 people all playing and they're all kitted out with great stuff, and you go to try and beat the Ender Dragon, it's not very difficult.
Right.
Because you've got 10 of you, whereas potentially the game is processed that you can still beat the Ender Dragon if you've got one of you, if you're kitted out in the right way and you know what you're doing. So you put 10 of you there, it becomes a bit of a doddle. And so after a while, a world like that kind of loses its edge.
Yeah.
Because you've done everything that's difficult to do.
So a bit like FM, really, in that sense. Once
A
you
little
sign
bit
all the
like
right
FM.
players.
Once you've won everything and got all of the right players, is it worth continuing at that save? Probably not. Yeah. Canary in chat, not a problem, my friend. You don't have to apologise for that. That's no problem at all. So yeah, it's definitely worth playing with others if you can find the right people to do it with, and if you are confident and comfortable enough with knowing what you're doing, because some of them know quite a lot.
Yeah. I think this is what it's going to come down to, isn't it? The same with everything. Like, I mean, we mentioned about the Pokemon stuff is the same. It's like it's getting in with the right people to teach you the right stuff, and once, and you know, like yourself, Ken, like you can tell that this is your game, like it's your vibe, like, you know, so I'm picking up on that from you, and as such, like, you know, it's making me feel like, oh, you know what, yeah, this is more fun. Like if it was just someone else who's like, oh yeah, it's whatever, I'll do a bit of Minecraft here and there, you can tell they're not going to be able to sell the game as easily.
But you see, I mean, even now you're traversing up the side of a mountain, and whilst it's occasionally a little bit janky to find the next bit you want to go to, your movement is a lot smoother and quicker than it was 2 hours ago.
Oh, 100%.
Just in getting around, and it doesn't take long to be able to feel like you can move about and find the things you need, and you just kind of get used to some of it as you just play a bit.
I think I've just thrown my axe down. There you
go. No, it's there.
I've picked it back up. Yeah, I mean, my movement's a bit better. I still don't really know what I'm meant to do, but I guess that's all part of the joy, isn't it, really? So
because the next bit that I would then go through with you is we would have to make a decision at some point. This is where I'm going to live, and I would literally, for you at this point, I would literally make a dirt hut and put a bed in it and put a light in it and put a chest in it, and then that becomes your very, very first starting base in which you can then build up from, but you've now got a base to work from. And from that base, once you get food that you can sustainably recreate all the time, you can then literally pile a bunch of food in your inventory, take a bed with you, and go for a walk in any direction and see what you can find, and look at the different biomes that are out there and the different structures you might come across, but know roughly where your house is that you can come back to and reset and go again if you've picked up a load of stuff on the way. And just by doing that, you pick up a load of stuff, but also at your base, you then set up mines and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So you would begin to get better gear and make it easier for yourself. But that's the next step, really. Finding a place to actually call home and start to build it up. Because we all start in some really small, janky, shed of some sort, and eventually we build up our surroundings and it becomes a town or a city or a castle or a whatever. Your imagination is the only thing that's in the way of any of that, really.
Okay,
and Kev,
cool.
teach me how to play Elden Ring. Once Rich has taught me how to play Elden Ring, then probably Jeb.
I mean, if you're relying on Rich Owens to teach you, then
but he loves it, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he loves it. But,
he's playing BioShock now.
I saw
he's
that,
loving BioShock.
He was playing the other one, wasn't he? The little the Weirdy game, which was really good fun. I like that.
Thank goodness you're here. It was.
That's
called.
the one. Yeah.
And it was completely insane, but it was the most fun to watch because you just watch Rich giggle for 3 hours, which is always a splendid thing.
It was bonkers. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have younger kids in your family, they'd know more than most to be able to teach you. I think that's probably fair, Canary, to be honest. My 6-year-old is interested in it, so he wants to know how to play Minecraft. So he'll probably sit on the computer tomorrow and play it with me, and then I'll get him it for the Switch, no doubt, because he'll be into that.
What you can sometimes find with younger kids like that is that you put them in the world and you expect them to think, okay, I need sheep and I need a bed and they don't. They go, I want to dig a hole.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all they do is they dig down and they die 14 times and they think it's great because they keep falling into things and it's brilliant. But they're learning the mechanics of the game a little bit. And if you're playing alongside them a little bit and doing the collecting of certain aspects to get them into certain parts of it, they soon pick it up. They soon pick it up. But for the beginning, they just want to dig a big hole.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Indeed. Absolutely.
Holes are
Enderman.
fun.
Gavbot wants to talk about Enderman.
What's Enderman?
We haven't seen Enderman. In literature and lore and all sorts. Do you know what the Slender Man is?
I've heard of the Slender Man.
Sort of creepy, tall, gangly, horrible thing, right? Basically, an Enderman is that, but it's all black. It's about 3 or 4 blocks tall, very spindly, very thin. And most of the time you catch it out the corner of your eye and it's just faffing about and strolling about. But if you look it straight in the face and it sees that you're looking at it straight in the face, it takes it as a personal challenge and it literally charges you down and tries to eat your face.
Excellent.
Now they are beatable. They're not like the Warden. It's not that you can't beat them, but at this point in the game, if you were to do that, they hit hard, really quite hard. But you will find them around. Endermen do just randomly spawn pretty much anywhere that they can fit into. I wouldn't take one on if I were you at this point, but they are quite fun to do so because at points, if you can take them on and defeat them, again, like most things in this game, they drop things that can be quite useful to you. And on this occasion, it's called an Ender Pearl, I think. If you pick up a load of Ender Pearls, you can use them for various things in further in the game, and partly the Ender Pearl becomes partly how you find the portal to get to the Ender Dragon. Well, that's way down the line.
There's a reason.
There's a reason why Endermen are useful, but there's also a reason why they're really, really awful if you find them today, let's say.
Okay. Well, you know what?
And you can find a lot of them in the Nether.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. We're not doing the Nether today. No. I've enjoyed today. This has been a lot of fun. I think it's probably a fair time to pause the stream now. So let me just quickly jump on back to my other screen. Let's just save and quick. So yeah, there you go, saving world. Right. Jump back over here. This has been fun, Kev.
Been great.
I enjoyed it.
Great time.
It's been brilliant, right? Chat. Let me know if you've enjoyed Minecraft. We'll stick it up. They'll stick the VOD up on YouTube. So we might do some more. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think the whole thing with this TJ plays to other games, it is going to be a case of some stuff might work, some stuff might not. But it has been quite calming. I'll take that canary. It is quite calming. It is a bit more interesting. It's a bit different. Kev is wonderful, of course, as we all know. So a big shout out to Kev for being incredibly patient with me, and having a wonderful time.
I just love this game, and I really want you to find the joy in it if it's for you. And if ultimately it's not long term, that's fine. But if it is, that's great, because it is just one of those games that you can just sink your time into and enjoy at your own pace. And if it connects you with your kids as well, that's even better.
I agree 100%. I think you're right. It is all about just something that's a little bit different, a little bit more fun, and yeah, let's just find the fun in stuff. We don't have to sit and shout at football pixels all
and if
the
you
time.
want to do another Minecraft stream with me, I'm more than happy to jump in and help out. Or if you just want to do it and venture out on your own and see how it takes you, do that, because it's the best way to learn, really.
Absolutely. Owen, when's the FM server happening? Right, well, you know what, right? I'm not going to make any promises right now, but Murph, Owen, Kev, Discord, jump in and we'll talk about it, right? We'll talk about it. Okay, because if it's a thing, it's a thing. If it's not a thing, it's not a thing. But we'll see what we can do. Logistics, as always, in it as to how that works. But yeah, that's fun. Right, we need to go and raid out to someone, don't we? Do we raid out into the Minecraft world again, or do we go somewhere else that's not Minecraft? Kev, do you want to? You can be dealer's choice. What do you think we should take our viewers to go and see?
I think you should go and find a Minecrafter and tell them that it was your
Find the
first ever
Minecrafter.
Minecraft stream and see what they say.
Okay, that sounds like a lovely idea. Let's find. Where should
Who
we
that
go?
is, I have no idea.
Well, no, I don't particularly know either, but we will find. This one sounds good. This one's tagged with ADHD and chaotic. Yep, that'll work for me.
Brilliant.
No, I think they've just gone off. They've just gone off.
Oh,
That would have been fun.
The Carter 712 says Murph in the chat.
Which one? Sorry.
If you read the chat, Murph put the Carter 712.
Is a great guy who's on Minecraft. Right, okay, cool. Let's go and do that then, shall we? Right, let's go and see them. Thank you everyone for this. This was fun. Kev,
Been a great chat. Really appreciated your company.
I love that. Thank you so much to everyone. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll stream tomorrow night. I think Mr. J's out tomorrow night, so who knows what we'll stream. We might play Football Manager, we might play Minecraft, might play City Skylines. Who knows? We'll do something different. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone. Take care of yourselves, and we'll speak to you all very soon. Kev, I love you lots.
Bye bye. Love you too,
Bye,
mate.
everyone.